Wait, what are we ranking here?
How infuriating these cards are. And if you'll notice, for the tier list, I used the Richter scale for earthquakes. Okay. I just won't even do this one because we already talked about it. Kayn, Sun Fury.
Okay.
4
It is
mana,
not-
3/4. Hold on, just a charge. All friendly attacks ignore taunt.
Wait, didn't he have 5 HP?
And they nerfed him, remember?
Oh, okay. For me, Kane normally isn't a problem. He's just a real son of a bitch at the least expected time.
Him costing 4 doesn't let him show up in Odd Demon Hunter, so
Exactly.
he's just really not in the radar.
Yeah.
But when people
So-
play him, it's usually like
It's a
a
winner
big
card.
deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd put it at
It's a win condition.
I'd put it at 4 or
Like-
3 maybe.
Like what I usually see, like it doesn't happen often, but if I ever see a Demon Hunter go to like turn 10, they'll play Kanyan and then Leroy.
This is an auto include in Highlander or just big Demon Hunter, so
I remember watching you, Kendrick, play against a dude, and he played this card, and you were like, "Fuck this."
Yeah, I immediately lost because I set up a perfectly good taunt board, and then he's just like, nah, Kanyan, Sun Fury.
The one counter.
this card is about as good as that basic card in Warrior, the 4 mana 4/3 with charge. That's about as much play as it sees. The card
So
shows
about
up very
like
little.
3.
Yeah.
I would say, yeah.
It's so tiny.
Yeah.
Okay, Twin Slice.
Don't you want to put it in the green area?
I
Yeah.
could. There's a lot here. There is a lot of cards. I'm gonna.
I mean,
Okay. Okay.
I could probably extend it. Hold on. I'll do that.
I think second slice is just like it's like a 1 or a 2.
To me, it's called the full heal card for a reason.
You pair this with the Anarchy Warblades or whatever, and that'll do it.
I'm never unhappy to see this though.
No,
Yeah.
me neither. It's just like it's an auto include in every Demon Hunter deck. It'll cause problem here and there, but nothing to kill you.
I mean, it's like 2 mana, 4 attack, which pretty much equals out in value.
Yeah. It's only till the end of the turn.
Yeah.
But everyone forgets about the OG version that was weaker.
I thought the original version was stronger at 0 mana, because it would trigger with cards.
0 mana?
Yeah, 0 mana gain +1 attack, and then the second version did the same thing.
There's one reason why that's weaker. It doesn't fit in Odd Demon Hunter.
Yeah, it wasn't in that deck, but it paired really well with like turn 1 Battle Fiends or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put this.
I forgot that.
Here. I don't know.
I want to put it at 2.
Yeah.
2. Yeah. Respectable. Oh, it's him. The card that every Hearthstone player, by mistake, called the filler card.
Yeah. This is just a big minion, and it's really easy for multiple reasons to get it out earlier than turn 10.
Priest, big shaman, mage, warrior.
Yeah, it's the mana cost isn't really holding it back, which is why it was presumed to be a filler card.
Yeah. Like I could say that nearly every single class except a warlock runs this card at some point.
It runs well with mage because of elementals.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it can be resummoned by both N'Zoths, which also makes it very popular.
You can summon the Scrapyard Golem, the Scrapyard Colossus, as rogue on turn 6.
Yeah, with the Apothecary, 5 mana.
Yeah.
What I like about the card is that its condition gets filled naturally whenever it like does anything because it's just a taunt and it will die at some point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very few times is it bypassed, and the ability to resummon it so frequently makes it just brutal. I would
Yeah,
put
Mhm.
this at a 6,
I
maybe.
I I would say a 5 because I don't get angry at seeing it. Like it's a really good card, but it isn't broken by itself by any means.
It just
Yeah.
gets annoying. Res Priest is really the most abusive version of that, and even then, that doesn't make the deck winning.
I would say Rogue is more abusive because 13 is off Rogue.
Oh yeah, then it's off spam.
I don't know. Every time I see that card, though, I just go, "Aw," not "ah," you know.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
Libram
it's
of Hope.
my favorite card, Libram.
Gosh.
Okay, yeah, that pissed me off.
The
Even
ability
by
to play this
itself,
for like 5 mana or less is brutal.
even at 9 mana, this is a really really good card.
I concede when this card is played very, very frequently. Um, it's not that it wins the game, it's just like I don't want to be here for another 5 or 10 minutes.
And it's fucking obnoxious. The taunt and divine shield, that's overkill.
It is.
Uh,
I would put it
don't
at maybe
forget
10 or 11.
don't forget about the new lifesteal weapon they're giving to Paladin, which will make making using these two really good.
And
Can we put it at 10?
yeah, we'll put it at 10. Really, the last tier is only for priest cards, but there's not many of them in here.
Murgler,
Murgle McGurgle. Uh,
he is not broken, and he is easily countered by Zephyrus.
yeah, I really don't have a problem, even with this prime version, which isn't played very often, even for most decks that it's shuffled into. This is such a harmless minion. Uh,
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
it's a sticky minion. It's not the Murloc tag isn't really what sells it. It's just the divine shield on both the primes and
Though
the original.
I do have to say, discovering Murglergurg from your other Murloc cards is like a godsend.
Yeah, it's a power play, but it's not really that unbalanced. I'd put this in
I
one.
agree.
I think it's just a very safe card.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree.
Nothing about it makes me want to throw my desk.
Right, Ziliax. Uh,
Oh, it's him, the legend, Ziliax, ran in 60% of all decks and has not moved to the Hall of Fame mid-season.
He's cool.
yeah. He's still in a lot of decks now, but I never feel like games are balanced on the scale of Ziliax. So
Yeah,
I think it's just as powerful as Murgle McGurgle. It's more powerful, but like in terms of infuriation, but it's not
Yeah.
that infuriating.
And
I
he actually
agree.
makes me smile every time I see him because I hear the unity, precision, perfection.
Perfection.
His little stinger, his little theme that plays when he enters play is pretty cool too.
Yeah. He
I would
just
say
makes me happy, not the
I
other
would
way.
I would say the only time I ever dislike Ziliax if it's in like a control heavy paladin mech.
Mech Paladin is really the only one that would irk me, but that's more Mech Paladin's fault than Ziliax's. Okay,
Uh
Risky Skipper.
yes,
Well,
wipe my board with two pirates.
um,
okay, think about it like this. You're costing yourself like 2 cards to deal like 3 damage to the board.
True.
yeah, this card has actually just fallen off being in Pirate Warrior, really, because it
Th-
almost
This
benefits you more than it does the opponent.
freaking I for wait. I've so this card specifically, I've seen it ran in just the control warrior decks where they'll
hmm
play the risky skipper, play another minion, and then play one of the cards that destroys all damaged minions.
Um,
Oh, that's cool.
this also pairs well with the Armor Smith, where when a friendly minion takes damage, gain 1 armor. Um,
Ooh, that too.
allows for a lot of armor gain. But those two things are so like just class identity. I don't think it's a
I
problem.
don't think it's too bad.
It's
I think
Also,
it's
the
probably.
fact
go ahead.
the
Oh,
fact that it's got 1 mana is makes it a very good combo piece.
hmm
oh yeah, most definitely. I would say it fits under two,
Yeah.
but not like It's one of those cards you'll see and you'll be like, all right, it's that game.
It's just like, okay.
It's just a sigh. It's nothing more. Okay.
Oh, it's him, the god, the legend, the absolute behemoth. It's Reno.
This card really is both sides of the street, but more times than not, I'm just so like, uh, come
This
on.
card destroys priest. This card is a priest destroyer.
Yeah, this is Res Priest tech. That's really how it's mostly used for.
So,
Um,
if you don't know, Harry, now you may think the battle cry when it says makes all of the minions disappear. Poof means they'll just destroy them all. Oh no no no.
Well, no,
They
they
are
just like
they,
gone.
yeah, they're
It
removed.
doesn't say destroy.
They can't
they're
be
not even in the
resurrected.
discard pile.
Yeah.
They're not
Yeah.
even in the discard. They're just
Um,
gone.
this is the most powerful removal for mage of all, and it's at only 10 mana. And his hero
What's
power
his?
uh, reads at the start of your turn, cast a random spell.
Oh, that's cool.
And it can be
If
any
you get,
spell. It doesn't have to be mage spells, any class spells.
dude,
This is a fun card.
I've
Yeah.
high rolled so many times with Amazing Reno. It's so good.
I don't know. I'm gonna put this above the scrapyard. It's really just fucking makes the game so much longer. So random.
I agree. I ran Reno with Frostlich Jaina because I'd play Frostlich Jaina first, then I'd play Reno, and I'd still keep all like the lifesteal effects from Jaina.
Yeah, it's the rest of the game. Plague of Flames.
Wow,
Okay, let me play 7 imps with a single card, destroy your entire board, do it again next turn.
that's not fun.
This
Yeah,
isn't
it's not
meta
fun.
right now with Disco Lock and Pain Lock, but it is still a very fucking it like when it shows up, it's very easily discovered by like twisted knowledge as well. I think this is more infuriating than Leave Room of Hope. It is so lame to pay 1 mana to destroy
Yeah.
like 7 of enemy minions.
No, and don't forget it's run in it's run inside of the Void Walkers. It's like, oh, I don't want to burst the Void Walkers.
Oh yeah,
Well, the
with
Blood busts it himself.
yeah, I don't know. I'd put it on Leave Room of Hope or higher. This card is so fucking annoying. It's not even annoying. It's just it is. It's there. I'm gonna put it above Hope.
It
Fucking
is
hate it.
it's a Highlander destroyer.
It does. It's
There's
so much value, even with 1 minion. Okay, Cloud Prince.
yo fireball with a body.
And you get a minion on board for trading. I mean, crazy, crazy fucking card. Allows
This
you to
Holy
this
shit,
just
he's a common.
yeah. This card, along with the other 2 fireballs in the deck, you just allow Secret Mage to go face and not have to trade the entire game. Um, I know that specifically because I've played so many Secret Mages games, and you
you
don't
played
have to trade. Oh,
300
I've played
secret.
more now. I started playing it again, but it's Cloud Prince. 2 Cloud
Uh,
Princes and 2 fireballs will win you the game to the face.
I, it's the least fun card. Like I've been able to the occasional secret mage, but it isn't consistent because secret mage usually just gets that value out faster. It's just it's
I
not a
don't think
fun
it's tilting.
No, and,
card.
and being at 5 mana definitely allows for aggro to win, but it's
Any
just
other deck
annoying.
loses.
Yeah, it's just it's brutal unless you're
I
running
mean,
taunt
Priest
minions.
doesn't really lose.
No, yeah,
Oh, and also don't forget duplicate.
um,
Duplicates usually run with cloud prince.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
The Cabal Crystal Runner is more valuable of a target when it comes to duplicate, though. I have found.
Oh, yeah, I fucking love Cobalt Crystal Runner.
I would put this above Reno, I guess. It's annoying.
Yeah.
I think it's like on par with them.
Yeah, same tier. Negligible. Okay, Overflow. 7 mana. Draw 5.
Yo, time to refill my hand. Woo!
Really,
The
I
board is not dying today.
yeah, the drawback of this healing your opponent's minions and hero doesn't really matter. Um,
I ran this card specifically in both my Jade deck and my big Druid quest deck because it's just such a good card.
it's I think it's better than Infestation, even though Infestation has a lot more benefits. But just playing this on 7 is usually good for druids who are emptying their hands, or even before then because of the mana gain. Um,
This is also like a solid combo piece for Kilthos
oh yeah,
Druid.
when Kael'thas was still around.
Yeah.
uh, I don't know. I'd put this on the scrapyard level.
Yeah, I would too.
Just as
It's felt by many.
yeah, some breakage.
I've actually never seen that card be played.
Really?
Yeah, aggro druid's way more popular right now, but before Feral
Well,
Dribbler was
obviously.
released, Overflow was in most decks.
And then again,
Yeah.
I don't really play wild.
Yeah. It's mostly played in wild. You will never see it in standard.
Yeah, standard doesn't really. I don't even know what's meta. I think Dragon Druid is standard or meta. Okay, Arcane Flask Mage. Uh,
Clear my board. And
even
it's so
without paying for a secret, or like getting this on 2 and then secret on 3, is just such a fucking swing. Um,
you can still do it on 3 with the 1 mana play a random play with your secret for free.
Everyone's a winner. Or the Cabal guy.
I'm with the cabal. Yeah.
Pretty powerful. Uh, I don't play
It's a
aggro very much, so
it's a
I'm not infuriated by this card often.
it's a bitch card. Even if you're not playing aggro, this can easily wipe out most mid-range boards because
uh,
what you could do is arcane flame mage into a flame trap or something, and then just like, haha, you can't get a card on board.
Um, I think it's just as angering. I'd put it between Kane and the Colossus. Um, just a little bit more
yeah.
and just a little bit less than those two.
hmm I really hate when they duplicate this specific card because on 5 they'll play 2 and then deal 4 damage to my board.
I don't run this in my secret mage. It's just too. It's not what I'm hoping to hit as minions. I'm hoping to hit the opponent. Okay.
Agreed. Agreed.
Flame Ward.
It's a good card. It defends you against aggro. You better hope to God that you can even live through the first 3 turns.
I find, and I have a Yogg deck, which is definitely a meme deck, but the only two secrets I'm running in it is 2 Ice Blocks and 2 Flame Wards, and those are what allow me to get to the later turns to play Yogg. Um, it's such a defensive secret, and really hitting even 2 targets is just value for its cost. 3 mana deals 3 to 2 targets. Um,
I agree. It's I run this in Highlander Mage. It's a good defensive card.
this
Great.
uh this is angering though. Just even as a when I would play hunter, this card just ruins any board I can have. Uh, or odd paladin or anything that is minion focused. This is a very powerful card. Um, I don't know.
I
hmm
don't have many feelings towards it, but it's probably on the same level as the arcane blaster 2 damage to the board dude.
Yeah, I
yep.
would say it's a really good defensive card.
Yeah, it's just good for getting to the later turns. It's not something that's gonna like win you the game or really piss me off.
Yeah.
No,
I just
yeah.
go, aw, you know.
hmm
Hey,
Oh,
Dimiano, we're
Ah,
recording a tier
Reno,
list.
nice.
Reno, freaking hell yeah! I freaking love this card so much, but he's not broken.
Yo,
I really hate this card. It is really powerful on curve, but not really any time after. Uh,
I've actually, funny you say that because I've gotten times where I get like a cheap blizzard through Caligos and then just play Reno.
uh, I think it's Cloud Prince amount of like suck
Yeah,
level.
yeah, right beside the other Reno, Reno with Reno, you know. Re-
All three
What are they?
Renos. The final Reno, which is in here too, will definitely be higher.
Oh yeah, freaking he may be an OG Reno, but my God, is he just powerful?
It's good. Okay, Kerhoot, defender. Um,
Priest.
this is seriously the most abomination card of the old Doom set. Um,
Does he still get played?
he still gets
Oh no,
played, not in
he
all
every
classes,
deck.
but in Rogue and Priest especially, do they abuse the hell out of this card.
So
Yo, because
classes
I
that
haven't
run
seen him
Karahoot,
recently.
the classes that run Karahoot are Rogue, Priest, Warlock, sometimes Mage if it's a Highlander mid range, and Druid.
What has happened, why you don't see this card a lot anymore, is it's been replaced by Felcrack Colossus. Um,
Oh yeah,
but before then, this card was fucking huge abused. It's simply just my problem with the
It's
card
still
is
abused.
either one of the keywords has to be removed, Taunt or Reborn, because having them both makes this card over the top. Having them one or the other makes this card balanced. And they could
It's
even
I'm
reduce
with
the
the
mana
reborn
cost. Yeah, the Reborn is what really fucking sells this. Um,
because you have to kill it.
yeah,
Twice.
it sucks. I'm gonna put it on Libram of Hope level. Just it's
Because
fucked.
Priest
When it gets
still
fucking
abuses this
rezzed, it
card.
makes me angry.
Yeah, that's the thing. When having the death rattle and the N'Zoth abuse is what pushes it over too, because that's a rogue deck. It's just the only two time minions you have is Death Lord and Kerhoot, and you just fill your board with taunt minions over and over again.
And you like have to take 6 damage on any minion that like attacks it. It's stupid.
Mhm.
Okay, beaming sidekick. Uh,
I think it's generally a very it's like on par with Murgle Urgalurg and Ziliax. It's like a
Yeah, it's
really
fucking harmless.
well,
yeah.
in Odd Demon Hunter, which I mean, this isn't the winning card, but this card is what makes playing on earlier turns, especially on Battle Fiends, uh, them rack up so much early game damage. Giving a minion +2 health for early game minions makes them very hard to get removed. Uh,
True.
but any other
Mm,
application that isn't
A
on
Well,
lot
Demon
of
Hunter or Aggro Druid, this card is not that good at all.
even in aggro druid, I have to say I've killed more aggro druids than I can count because of their aggro is very predictable. They'll do like the entire like little like fiend things, and I just like wipe the board with a priest spell. Like
Yeah, I'm gonna put it on 2, but it would be at the top of 1, just because
I
it's
mean,
so little.
I just think about like how a lot of minions nowadays are like 3-2 or higher for
Mhm.
like 2 mana cost. So
Hmm.
like it's okay. It's not
Yeah,
crazy to me.
I agree.
Just makes me hate Demon Hunter even more.
Blood Reaver. It's the Blood Reaver.
Or Hand of Gul'dan, either or.
Yeah, that too.
Expired one trait. This
I
card,
like the discard concept.
the discard concept is cool, but it's kind of been twisted as
It's
more expansions have come out. And instead of
so
being a sacrifice, being uh like more
benefit.
aggro attuned.
Hmm.
I was talking to Dylan about this, about like discard specifically. I was in a match the other night where the person played Cataclysm, but they didn't lose any cards because they had Hand of Gul'dan and other cards that would just benefit them losing it than actually gaining anything. And I'm just sitting here like, ah, yes, I am losing.
The
I
cards like
remember
go ahead.
I remember the good old days when discard was random instead of specific.
Soulfire is my like base of reference in terms of what discard should have been. 1 mana deal 4. It was originally 0 mana in beta, but 1 mana deal 4. Discard a random card is so balanced. You are getting insane damage for the mana cost, but you can lose good cards. Um, but then there's a card, one of the most recent examples, like Nightscale Matron, which is a 4 mana 5/5 with Rush. Discard your highest cost card. Um, which the highest they printed another card called Skull of Gul'dan, which is 6 mana. Uh, when this is discard or play, draw 3. So Nightscale Matron usually always discards that card. It's the highest card in the deck. So what effectively the card has become is a 4-mana 5/5 rush draw 3, and in an aggro deck that is not a discard. That's so not what discard was. I hate it. This
I
card,
agree.
Mhm.
not even with Skull of, but the Blood Reaver Gul'dan, which is a 10-mana card and usually the most expensive card in the deck that it's being ran in,
In
allows
Warlock
you to
in
have
general.
two and trigger that battle cry twice. So I think this is Plague of Flames level of
I
destruction.
would say it's higher. It's an insane win condition for nearly every Warlock deck because like I had one match where I amazing renoed the thing when they like got their Blood Reaver and they just conceded because that card specifically is their win condition.
Yeah. Okay, Dino Tamer Bran.
Okay, he's a really good card. Hear me out, but I don't hate it.
At 7 mana, he
Yep.
was definitely a lot more hair pulling, but now at 8 mana, it feels a little fairer. So I think it's his
the,
Kane level because Crush is still just a fucking crazy card um, by itself.
Mhm. But the damage you can do now is like a 10 damage face if you're playing Hunter. You can sometimes get this out of random drops and you'll sometimes activate it, but really it's nothing to write a home about when you're like, oh, I'm playing something like, I don't know, Rogue or Priest or Paladin, which all have ways to deal with it, or like Mage who has like, oh, I'll just polymorph it next turn.
Usually when dudes play that, they still lose.
Yeah, Highlander
Yeah.
Hunter has not in the meta even slightly now. It's much more popular to be Secret or Death Rattle Hunter with the Tonk and the new Secret Synergy cards. So
The
Bran
gun.
really being at 8 mana is not being run. And when he is run, I really don't care. I think it's a funny card. Uh,
Mhm.
I don't know. I might even put him on Ziliak's level. I don't think I'm ever like mad at that.
I'm more surprised that there's like Highlander hunters to begin with. Highlander hunters.
It,
They're just not real.
yeah, I that's my favorite hunter deck. But it's really just not popular anymore. Okay, Zephyrus the Great.
I have no class identity.
Hearthstone has been running into a few class identity problems, and Ziliax definitely does not help. But the drawback
Zephyrus.
of having no duplicates makes this not so abusive. Uh, Duplicating
Says,
this
says
card or playing it for a reduced mana cost does make it annoying, but
say that to mage, rogue, and priest, all classes that can bring this back to their hand some way or another.
yeah, specifically on those classes, does it really get annoying? Where it's like playing this any more than once is when it gets annoying. By itself,
Like
I love this card. Um,
there's some classes that can't even run it, like warlock or druid. They
I'll
just
put
don't
it.
run it.
I'll
I
put it.
just think he's fun.
Yeah, he's a fun
Yeah.
card, but like when he gets abused, which is not that hard on those classes, then does it become annoying because it's like they have the perfect card for anything that you're trying to counter them with.
Yeah, he
Uh,
is a pretty intense presence.
I'll put him above the Reno,
Like
the
like
hero
you could
Yeah.
Reno.
have a you like this is an to me he's like, oh, I set up a perfect defense, how will I fight against this rogue? The rogue just hits you with the Zephyrus, picks out mass dispel, and then you lose.
Or just twisting Nether every turn.
Whoa, is that a priest card?
uh,
Instant 10.
Yeah. Dude, okay, speaking of Zephyrus abuse, say hello to criminal number one.
Whoa.
my most infuriating part of this is doing this on Amora, the quest card
Oh,
that sets your hero
dude,
to 40.
Oh,
I did this to Dylan. Oh.
Oh, there's just
that card.
it's so frequently that two copies of this are only run so they can get two copies of Mora, and even with one copy I would concede. So two copies just it's like there's no coming back. Um,
It's like, wow, I'm gonna be here for another hour and I'm still gonna lose.
yeah, it's just oh my god.
Oh, and don't forget Shadow Visions and the other spell discover cards for priest make this card appear so often.
It's not around anymore with Reno Priest or Shadow Reaper Priest being present, but like in value decks or in like res decks, oh, it just makes my head like
this,
pulsate.
this this runs in Raza. This runs in Raza, so you can get another Zephyrus.
Awesome.
I'll put that on merchant level. Oh no, I'll put it
Yeah.
under merchant. I don't know. That's fine. Priest bad. I hate priest. Uh, okay. Soul Shard Lapidary.
Okay, another as much as the condition of getting +5 attack is really good, like when you play this, I don't really get that mad because it's like you have to have the shards in the deck and not draw it the moment you get this card.
This is another card where on curve, I hate it, but any other time, it's like I'm at a point where that's not gonna matter.
It's got really cute art.
The
Another
Draenei.
Draenei. I'm gonna put this on Flame Ward level.
Okay.
I think that's fine.
Yeah, it's nothing to really like die over, I would say.
Soul Fragments are a really cool mechanic that I'm glad were introduced, but that card
They're
is
so
annoying.
inconsistent.
Yeah. Soulologist Malicia.
Dude, this card sucks so much of the
It's
time.
so it that's the inherent nature of soul fragments is to not keep them around. So by turn 7, which the cards that shuffle soul fragments into your deck are really cheap. You've you've drawn them, and draw heavy decks or draw heavy classes like Demon Hunter and Warlock. You're not getting more than like 2 or 3 souls at max. And playing this without souls is a waste of mana.
hmm
I'll
For
put
sure.
this. I'll put this on the Zilliax level. It's really flashy. The animation is fucking cool. Um,
Yeah.
Mhm.
but
Put
not
just some soul into it.
pathetic. Okay, Rattlegore.
Okay,
I don't
I
like the
freaking
effect.
Rattlegore is a god. If you pull this out with Recruit, Aya Black, not Aya Black, freaking Goya Recruit. Um, if you're doing this with Baron, and just when it dies, you summon 2 Rattlegores.
Or Spirit Singer Ungra. Any form of those two cards coming together is beyond awful.
Yeah.
This card is not played, and Warrior is a suffering class right now. But since we're rating this on Infuriation, this is Libram of Hope for me because it is so hard to come back, in terms
You
of trading with Rattlecore.
you should see freaking duels. This card is
Yeah,
broken in duels.
there's many
If
ways
you
to abuse this.
so
Imagine
in
that card in a priest deck.
Dude, if priests got their hands on Rattlecore, oh, they'll grub you bits.
Okay.
Dude, that's an uninstall for me. I'm done with the game if that happens.
There's actually a tangent. There's a whenever you do a tavern, when you make a tavern where people can like LAN party for Hearthstone. Um, there's a game mode you can do where there's no class restriction. You just pick a hero and then you can put any cards from any class on
Yeah,
it and make a 30 card deck. It's
it's
always funny.
crazy.
It's always funny to do that.
Res with all the good minions.
Yeah, or just like the dream spell mage or dream spell hunter. Okay.
Dude,
Adorable
Dream
infestation.
Aggro Demon Hunter.
Yeah, the aggroist deck. Demon hunter with feral Jiveler. Fucking hilarious. Okay, adorable infestation. Uh,
Um, cool card. I don't think it's broken. It's you usually will if you get the coin, this is really good.
yeah.
Besides that,
uh,
it's
and
a whatever card if you don't have the coin.
on fun fact, I noticed this on Archs replay, which is where I got the stats for these cards. The win rate win drawn for this card is a 40% difference between going having the coin and going first.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's obvious. It's
Just
just
this
it's
card
just
by itself, not the deck, but I thought that was funny. I don't know. I'll put it on 2. It's an aggro card.
It's an aggro territory.
I don't like aggro.
Aggro.
Egg. Okay.
Egg.
Guardian animals.
When this was 7 mana, you should just concede.
Yeah, when this was played on 7, along with the draw 2 when this attacks beast, um, crazy. But now it's been moved to 8, and no one plays it anymore. But I'm gonna base my infuriation on when this was 7. So I don't know, Zephyrus or maybe a Marino.
I would say a Zephyrus level because if you don't know, Terry, when this card was released, this was released with two specific beasts.
The Sated
The draw two card.
Thresholodon and then the Night Scale something or other.
No, it's the draw two cards when this minion attacks and the 4/5 teacher's pet.
Um,
I was thinking of the one that cleaves, the 5 mana 4/6.
That's a really good one. That was another one that this summoned too.
Um, yeah, just summoning those out on 7, which is like beyond 10 mana value for 7 mana, is a concede worthy card. So I'm gonna put it Zephyrus
You
level.
you'd usually lose like any momentum you had when they play this because they usually trade really well.
7 mana, draw 2, deal 4 damage to 3 enemy minions, 5 damage to
wait,
another.
Hmm.
do you think that Zephyrus is a concede-worthy card?
Yeah,
Sometimes.
Okay,
Mass the spell, twisting nether.
With
Uh,
abuse. That's really what
got
that
it.
Zephyrus is representing.
oh, and if you didn't know, if you can reduce the cost of Zephyrus, he can give you King Crush and Deathwing.
Or Pyroblast, which is my
That's
personal
true.
hair pull. Uh,
I'm fucking sick.
okay,
Yeah.
Demon Companion. Um,
Okay. Now hear me out. This card normally, at least for me, doesn't show any problems. Take it to duels and you'll have major problems.
uh, yeah, really, even Rolling Huffer or Rahef, whatever it is. Uh, 1 mana, 2/1 with charge is slightly better than the like basic set Murloc that does the same thing. So, eh. uh, I'll
Yeah.
put this on
The
2.
Demon Companions is like okay. Normally, what would be terrible for Hunter, like Leok for Hunter, would normally just be like, oh, I don't want to get Leok, I want to get Huffer or Misha. In this one, you actually want to get the Leok.
Yeah, Leok is what push it makes for great swing turns. So
It's one
It's
yeah,
of
like,
those mindless cards that just autoplay.
yeah, that's Hunter. Okay, Lord
it's Hunter,
Barav.
yeah. Oh, this was a blessing to warriors and paladins everywhere.
Um, Solid card. I think it's very fair for
I've
what it
actually
does.
seen Kendrick play this card.
Um,
Yeah.
I have a golden of this card. It was one of the ones I got with the pre-purchase. I think this
Yeah,
card's
this
awesome.
I don't I it's perfectly balanced as when it comes like as far as like really powerful effects go.
I'm glad that he doesn't have taunt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and being on Warrior and Paladin, there's no way really to abuse this card because it's just a fair card. It's Ziliax. It's a
It,
Ziliax level of balance.
yeah, like the most you can do is concentration Lord Barav, but you're basically just negating his death rattle if you're just gonna
Yeah.
go
Yeah,
for it.
that's overkill. It's just so fair. Okay, Raise Dead.
Zephyrus! My favorite death rattle card! Literally anything that is good in a deck. These two, Warlock and Priest will abuse this card to hell and back.
Yeah, having this at 0 mana, it allows you for
Discoverable
your
too.
few minions that have died, your 2 minions that have died in the game to just get back to your hand. Um, and your opponent has no control over that.
The most common thing I see it for Warlock and Priest is Zephyrus and Reno.
Yeah, playing those cards again is just crazy value. The way I would balance this card, is make it a Warlock card and then make it Demons, and I really would not have a problem with it. Just make it specific, because this is way too broad for way too little mana. Um,
hmm
it's just so unfair.
And you only lose 3 HP to priest and warlock.
The
That's
two
like
cards, the two classes which could easily
Literally
heal
nothing.
themselves. I'll put this on Seance and Plague of Flames. It's
yeah.
fucked. Okay. Lore
At least
Keeper
it gives
Pulkit.
priests something to do during the 6 turns when they're twiddling their thumbs.
Yeah, they can play another fucking card. Okay, Lore Keeper Pulkit.
Dude, even after its nerf, it is still a solid card.
This is so. I'm gonna put this on expired merchant level because it is just such a gimme card for so many decks where the problem was consistency or being able to draw those late game finishers. This card is just, oh my god, oh, there's no
Even
downside.
every class can run this card. Even Hunter, the most aggressive class, runs this, so they
Honestly,
can get
Lorekeeper
a specific
Polecat
card.
benefits Hunter more than it benefits Raza Priest. It's just so fucking busted with so many things. If it was the other way
Mhm.
around, this card would have been
My favorite
forgettable.
thing to do with this specific card is get my Prince Liam.
That's a pretty good
Turn
Prince Liam
5,
card. I guess I didn't think of that.
world 6.
Um, but if it was the other way around, lowest to highest, that card would have 0% play.
I
I
Okay, Electro Blue. Well,
lightning
Lightning.
blame him. Again, I'm not gonna put this on expired merchant level, but definitely raised dead level.
Yes, dude, this card. J- j-
On druid and shaman, which are now becoming aggro classes, this is such an ableist card. Um, or for big druid, or for it's just like the overload 2 is not balancing it at all. It's like the point is to get shit out early, and then your opponent has to deal with that, and you not having enough mana to deal with what they're dealing with. It's like you're just ahead. It's so
or
fucked.
big shaman.
Yeah.
makes me
Remember
grimace.
OG Innervate, OG Innervate.
Yeah, they nerfed Innervate, which did the same thing without the overload, because it was busted, and then they just printed it again because they didn't want to. That's so fucked. I hate that. Okay. Potion of Illusion. Um,
Flame Walker, Flame Walker.
when this was part of Turtle Mage, by God, what a they actually I think it was officially recognized as Shutterwalk Mage just because of how infinite it could go. But as it stands now, it's not as crazy. But I still fucking hate this card. Um, it's not played in Rogue. It's too expensive for it to pay off. But in Mage, oh
Flame Walker,
God.
Flame Walker, Flame
Or
Walker,
the
Flame Walker, Flame
Cyclone, or
Walker,
any of
Flame
those
Walker.
other cheap fuckers with battle, like, ugh. Uh, I'll put it above Zephyrus.
Draw power is just way too cheap in this game.
instead of drawing cards, you just add cards. Great. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna put it above Zephyrus. It's just fucked. Okay. Jandis Barav.
Just
Oh, I
play an
like this card.
Yeah.
just play an AoE card.
Uh,
This,
I'd put it on Kane level because it's powerful. It's
yeah,
still recognized in most meta decks. Um, and but like, eh, its
you
drawback
can
is
low
fine.
roll. You can low roll with this card so much.
Yeah, and there's a
Too.
really big random effect to it as well. So it's Kane. It's Kane level.
And
Yeah,
her base attack is like super low.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's not the
good
body.
one.
It's not that crazy.
It's
It's
the
just
effect.
yeah. Okay, Wand Thief.
Every rogue and mage in a mile radius is just like.
This is certainly, in my opinion, way better than Primordial Glyph, and then they've also given it to Rogue. So it's just fucked. It's not that random. All mage spells generally, even in a like Discover where you get to choose 3 different ones, will get you far uh, against most opponents. So, oh god, oh,
This is really powerful in secret rogue too.
yeah,
Just getting like a mage secret.
it's a 1 mana card, so having the combo effect trigger is not that fucking hard. I'm gonna put this on illusion, potion of illusion level. It's such a sticky fuck that is played so many times.
No, no, and what's really funny is that you can discover Potion of Illusion with it.
Yeah, or discover that card. Yeah, it's fucked. Okay. Nature Studies.
Okay,
Whoops.
this card is harmless by itself.
This card is really
Then,
balanced.
then, but then you get into the combo druid decks,
Why this is
where
genius?
this thing will kill you.
This is genius on Druid is because playing this doesn't allow you to ramp into the Discover because the next spell you play gains you mana, so you don't. It's the Mountain Giant effect. Uh, I don't have a problem with this card. This being cheap, a 1 mana Discover was a lot better than the previous 1 mana Discovers for Druid. So I would put it on 3, but like it's 3 for a different reason than the other 2 that are there. Just
Yeah.
random Hearthstone in general. Okay, tour guide.
Perfectly balanced card, except in like Odd Paladin and the Shaman, Battlecry Shaman.
This card already existed for 2 more mana. Um, but this
Existed
card is,
twice.
yeah. I I don't know. This card is such a weird card. It makes Odd Paladin have some really crazy openers. It makes Shadow Walk be able to trigger its battle cry twice in the same turn. Uh, I mean, I don't know. I think it's another 3. It's fine.
Hidden
Yeah.
Mage was pretty interesting with the whole like fire spitter dude.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, the hero power mage.
it's annoying.
But it's not really that crazy.
It's just yeah.
Hmm.
Animated broomstick.
It's just rush.
Yeah, it's just this card is I only find it problematic with N'Zoth.
Yeah,
And
even
plus,
decks.
like rush isn't
Go ahead.
rush isn't charged, so it's like
Yeah.
way less. It's 25% tilt
Yeah,
versus 100%.
I'll
I'd
be
put
right back. Give
okay.
me one moment. Y'all can continue. Y'all continue.
I'll put it on 2. It's it's irking, but it isn't anything more than that.
Yeah.
Ooh, excuse me.
Yeah, because rush just never makes me mad. It's just like, oh, okay. It's not like they like played a minion and then now I'm taking 20 damage. It's they played a minion and now their minions and my minions die.
Uh, yeah, the Witchwood has arguably been uh, just as bad as the Grand Tournament as an expansion as a whole, but it brought the rush keyword into fruition, and every expansion has basically used the rush keyword since. So that's why the Witchwood has been the best and worst expansion because it fixed charge. Uh, Blizzard definitely listened to the community about how much they fucking hate charge. So animated
Yeah.
broomstick is pretty okay.
Yeah.
I've returned.
All right.
Hello.
Next, wave of apathy.
So you know all of those really annoying priest mind control cards?
Why did they give this to Priest?
I don't know.
They give it to both paladin. It makes sense to me why they'd give it to paladin, but the
Yeah.
priest it's just like, oh,
Paladin loves these types of cards.
This is a very
yeah,
paladin effect with cards like Equality or Libram of Justice or anything like that. But on Priest, which typically in the past is like, oh, if your opponent plays certain attack minions, then you get certain benefits. Or like the closest that they got to that was like pint-sized potion. Um, but now Wave of Apathy just kind of is free for less. So
this is a combo card with the 4 mana kill all minions with 2 or less attack.
It just means that like Priest has an easier time just doing nothing for 6 turns.
yeah, and it's
Yeah.
only enemy minions too. There's like just it for 1 mana, it just seems so fucking crazy. Um, and even if there isn't any targets, it triggers with other spell burst cards or even Shadow
Oh,
Reaper Anduin's hero
oh,
power.
you know what makes this card even crazier? Unlike Pine Size Potion, which is only for your turn, this is until your next turn.
Yeah, it's like beyond a taunt. It's like they just don't fucking get a chance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's obnoxious.
I'm gonna put this on Zephyrus level.
That would make me mad. I'm just sitting there and then you just neuter all my minions.
Yeah, neuter's the right word. Okay,
And then nuke.
Pinflinger. I don't want to be quick, but I want to put this in the last level, the bottom level, cause God,
I agree.
fuck, oh,
This this
why?
card this card burns the soul, specifically in Raza Priest, that benefits from this card so much.
Oh my gosh, it's
It's a
just like
combo piece.
you took a rogue like identity, which was returning minions to your hand, made it neutral, and then made it even easier. Uh, so oh my god, oh fuck, I just like hemorrhaging thinking about when
Because
I've faced this card.
And like,
on
how's your
Raza,
opponent gonna like counterplay
Yeah,
against it?
yep,
it's spell burst. Oh my gosh, it's the same problem I have with Feral Gibbler, the new one, where spell burst summon another Feral Gibbler. What the fuck are you
Oh
thinking?
my god. I hate that card. I hate that
Oh,
card. I
I
hate
didn't
it
even
so
see it.
much.
I found it. It's actually the next card. I think they're on the same level of win. Yeah.
yeah.
God, it's worse than this card is worse than Pinflinger. I fucking hate it so much.
Why is it
Ugh.
a fucking common?
Yeah, why is it on Druid? A cheap spell heavy. Ugh. I hate it so goddamn
The-
much. Makes me throw
I've
up.
seen I've seen people fill their entire board with Dibbler on turn one.
And then they play Mark of the Lotus, and it's just limit break. Oh god.
It's salt in the wound.
Yeah. Okay. Devolving missiles.
They gave de-evolve to mage. What have you people done?
Okay, in standard, cracked. In wild, fine. And I play wild more,
Yeah.
so really, I'm gonna put this on like 4 or 3.
I would say it's like a either a high 3 or a low 4.
In standard, it makes me very angry.
Because there's
Hmm.
less minions to transform into. A lot of them from the basic set, which is double infuriating, and a lot smaller boards, so a lot more. It's yeah. I'll put it up 4. It's
Also, it's
enough.
just 1 mana and it sucks.
Yeah, Shaman doesn't really use it as Mage
Especially
does.
no, yeah, freaking mage loves this card. It's their baby.
Okay, Intrepid Initiate.
Okay, okay. If
It's got 2
Gibbler
HP.
didn't exist, this would be a perfectly fine card.
So, in the past, all 1 mana 3/2 minions have had a drawback. The most famous example is Flame Imp, which is, I think that card is beautiful in its design. 1 mana 3/2, deal 3 to your hero for Warlock. That's perfect. That's a perfect trade off. That is the perfect. That's perfect. This card,
It's because
what
it
is the
usually
fucking
dies.
drawback? You kidding me?
Yeah,
It,
it's just above its mana cost all the time.
it's not like on
Hmm.
your next turn or if your opponent or it's like there's no condition and it's just instant fucked.
The
It's
one
so
thing
easy
that
to activate. It's such an easy like thing to activate, specifically on the classes that use it, like Rogue and Druid.
I'll be right back. Give me a second.
I actually like about the card though is the fact that it has 2 HP.
Sorry.
Hello?
Hello.
Oh, well, the one thing that I like about the card is it only has 2 HP.
Oh
But the
yeah.
fact that you can play it on turn 1 is kind of deeply upsetting.
Yeah, like if you're the first person to go, or even if you're running the coin and then just play this and then play the coin, just to activate its ability and just play another card, it's just like oh,
And then on top of that, you can like hold on to it because it's 1 mana, so it can combo with literally anything.
yeah, it is. It's one of those cards where you're just like, huh, it's turn one, you're dead.
Yeah,
You,
you can just
you're
turn
going.
it on and ass blast your opponent with it.
Yeah, like Dylan was saying, like there's like the flame imp, which you take damage to play it. There's other cards where you like have some drawback to play it, but nah, this guy's like, haha,
I remember when I used to think that Imp was broken.
freaking what was it? The one meme. It's like, oh, I remember when you could play around your opponent.
Back in
Yes,
my
yes, Grandma. Time to get to bed.
day. I don't know. The Warlock class has always been a fun one. I like how much damage they deal to themselves.
Yeah, and they fully heal it too.
I mean, now they do. They didn't before. I
No,
remember.
yeah,
Well, they just didn't have any healing spells back like what 4 expansions ago.
yeah. Their only heal card was either the Apothecary, which was like a 1 mana 2/2, both players heal 4, or Reno. And but Reno is like a very specific circumstance.
Yeah, and now they've got like those soul shards, and then they have life steal. They got I don't
They,
know. They have other ways to heal that they didn't
unlike
before.
before. Like there was Kobolds and Catacombs that gave them the little amulet things.
Hmm.
Was it Kobolds and Catacombs? Whatever. It was like the amulet thing. After you deal a certain amount of damage to yourself, you get a 4 mana life steal 7.
That's cool.
Um, I think that's what it is. I can't. Just take what I just said with a little bit of salt. It's just know that it's a card that exists.
Yeah, I
Uh,
cannot stand lifesteal minions that have taunt.
Okay, I'm back.
Dude, Demon Hunter has life steal minions with taunt.
Yeah,
It makes no sense.
you'll see a funny card here soon that is lifesteal.
No, is it my thick-thighed goddess Urel in here?
Oh no, Urel is not in here actually.
Ah, shame.
Okay, Argent Bargart. Bogart.
This card isn't terrible. Like it's not a okay. This card is great 10% of the time. Getting this
This is a
card,
winning if you're already winning card, or the reverse. So
Well, your
I
opponent can just do whatever they want in response to him, so
yeah,
when this would
they
be
can
this
just
played
card
is
trade.
usually when you would play a giant yourself.
Hmm.
So
I've only ran this in 2 decks. My Molten Giant Paladin
mhm.
and and hand buff Paladin because he just kind of gains more to his pool on the battlefield. So it's just like pretty good
It's
card.
okay.
I'll put it at 1.
Yeah.
It's not infuriating. It's just annoying. It's not even annoying. It's just kind of like, oh, cool, whatever.
Remember when that card was 2 mana?
Okay, Voracious Reader. Uh, yeah, I do remember when this
This
was 2 mana.
Druid. All I have to say is
This is a
Druid.
druid card. Like, you'd think it'd be a hunter card. No, it's a druid card.
They printed Jeeves, and look what they've done now.
If you aren't wearing, are, if you didn't already, okay, if you weren't already winning as aggro druid, this allows you to win the next turn because you empty your hand every single turn.
Hmm.
I'm gonna put it on.
I would put it on like between the potions and Libram because I wouldn't say it angers me like I don't know Karahoot, but it's like better than potions at times.
Yeah. Okay, flesh giant.
The easiest condition in the world.
Yeah. Again, Hearthstone is kind of muddying the concepts it's trying to push across. Giants, in the past, except for one, which was Arcane Giant, didn't permanently cost less. They cost based on a condition being met. Cards in your opponent's hand, cards in your hand, minions on the board, so
Your
on and so
HP.
forth. Yeah, your health. So your opponent could play around it, knowing that that giant would be in your deck. This costs 0 by turn 3 or 4 consistently. And there's no way for your opponent to change that because it is permanently less.
Dude,
0 mana
what
8
if
8s in Warlock and Priest is just so fucked. I'm going to put this on 10 maybe.
I hate any condition that happens naturally.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
you put this card on the two classes which change their health the most, which makes sense, but like makes this card so much more imbalanced.
Yeah.
Dude, what about the Raskastan one for Priest? The
Oh,
for
that
12
wasn't
mana
even a
7/8.
giant. That was a cool card. It was 12 mana 7/8 with taunt that cost one less for each spell you've cast this game. That card
You'd
was
usually get it
forgettable.
out.
Yeah, it was fine. It was fine. Fine card.
You'd usually get it out by turn 5 though.
It wasn't necessarily better than Arcane Giant. I think it was on the same level, but it was that's how much plays it sees as Arcane Giant.
Can
Okay.
we put that card in 9? I have a personal vendetta against it.
Personal Vendetta.
This one dude I was playing against played 3 of those in one turn.
That's the thing
Uh,
too. Is it's just like with Raised Dead or whatever. It's even worse. Okay.
Blessing.
Blessing of Authority.
Okay, if you get it out on exactly turn 4 with the one lady, the Draenei,
High Abyss, whoever.
and they don't have a removal by the next turn, they're done. It's a
Hmm.
GG. It's an easy win.
Should have played around it.
Yeah, you just should have played around the high abyss, you know?
The downside on this card isn't honestly a downside because giving a minion +8 health, you can trade with that and then still have it by next turn, especially on 5. So I fucking hate this card, but I mean, like, I don't know. I'd put it on
I,
the
I think
flesh
I
giant
think
level.
Dino Size is cooler. I think Dino
Yeah,
Size
Dino
is
Size is
cooler.
definitely funnier.
Yeah, I'm not gonna rage quit over it. You know,
Mm.
Okay, come on. I want to get to the card that I hate the most in Hearthstone. I see it.
Hold on. Yeah, I'll put that one there. Okay, Vanish. Um, I don't want to put this at the final level, but just before it.
I don't
Maybe
want to put
maybe
this
the
at the
final
final
level.
level.
Yeah, actually
Cold
no.
light, cold light, cold light, cold light, cold light, cold light.
Priest just has it but better.
Yeah,
With
with the
Psychic
Psychic
Scream.
Scream. So why this card is fucked is in the deck. It's not ran in any other deck except for Mill Rogue, which is still popular right now. Is it just destroys enemy minions and then returns your Cold Light Oracles back to your hand to be played again. So it's for 6 mana. I mean, fucking, are you kidding me? That's the last tier.
So on on top of being an easy condition to fill your opponent's hand as rogue, on top you destroy their entire board by just using Vanish.
Yeah, because if it can't return to their hand, then it just destroys itself. Fucking crazy. Okay, King's Bane.
This card makes me
Back
angry sometimes.
back in the day, back in the ye olden days, like back in the when the prophecy was being foretold, this card was broken.
Oh, it's coming back. It's at the top of tier 3 right now.
This card better not come back.
It's coming back. But
Uh, if
it's
it
whatever.
if it's coming back, I'm actually just gonna start running the guy that steals your weapon.
This
Sticky.
card is not considered more valuable than the Spectral Cutlass, though. The Spectral Cutlass just does it better, and it has a funnier deck. So, um, this card I'm gonna put it on 4 because not often does it show up, and when it does, it is just fucking like by turn 5 getting a 1 mana 5/5 weapon with poisonous and lifesteal. I mean, worse than Demon Hunter. Okay, Void Lord.
I used to hate this card a lot more than I do now.
Um,
I agree.
yeah. When Skull of Minaria was around, this was definitely fucking crazy to get out on 6. So, but now it's really just kind of sad because there's so many better cards that because these just have taunt. They don't have anything else. They don't have reborn or lifesteal or any of those other cool keywords that are introduced. So like this is just negligible. I mean it's a crazy taunt minion, but like even Felcrack Colossus is almost better than this card.
Blood Reaver.
What do you
Blood
mean
Reaver.
almost better?
Blood Reaver runs this, but not every Blood Reaver deck runs it because
the
the Void Walkers.
Yeah, the Voidwalkers dilute the summon pool. But like if you get this out with Void Collar on 4 or 5, it's okay. I don't know. It's so like sad now. I'm gonna put it at 2.
Yeah, he's very lukewarm medium okay.
Hmm.
Exactly. Let me move the cards. We're running out of space here. Move them over to the left. Oh wait.
Well, there's that many left.
That's the ones that we already have.
Dylan, just leave it as it is. Just leave it. Just leave it.
Yeah.
But they're gonna run it. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
We'll deal with it when that moment comes.
Okay. Okay. Malfurion the Pestilent.
Okay. This card, back in its heyday, was hated.
Yeah, he was broken.
For 7 mana, not even considering the hero power, but this was like let you finish your combo.
This card nowadays is like forgettable at most.
Yeah,
I run it, but like it's not my win condition. It is usually just a defense move.
which is just kind of crazy from like a concept standpoint. Like this was in every druid like archetype just because of how solid it was for the cost, but now it's kind of like just like not around. There's
This
cards
way,
there's cards that do the effect better, and it's so crazy.
like I still run it just because of the hero power and the immediate taunt minions, but like that's it.
Gaining 3
I'm
armor
not
every
running.
turn for 2 mana was crazy, but now is not.
Yeah, it's not my win condition. I'm
Like
not winning with it.
line cracker, the line cracker combo is just not. That's what. What are you doing? Okay, Broad Reaver Gildan.
I will say, as powerful as it is now, it wasn't as powerful at back then.
It
What
still
Blood
makes
Reaver?
me angry.
Blood Reaver,
I fucking hate this card.
I hate it too. Like nowadays, I want to get rid of all Blood Reavers in existence.
The
But
hero power alone is like makes this card over the top.
back in the day, there wasn't that many good demons to really summon. You had like your Void Lord, and then you had your Doom Guard, and that's it.
Yeah, this came out after Void Lord. Kobolds came before the Frozen Throne,
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure. So Void Lord coming out made this card over the top, but then like enhanced Dreadlord and I can't even. That's the only one ever I
an
can think of right now. Yeah,
expiring merchant.
allows you to have 2 copies of this. I mean, it's just like the hero power alone. Like, if this card is played, I play my Marazond, even if it's the only card they played that turn. So, like, because the hero power is just so fucking. Are you kidding me? Crikey. I'll put this at the bottom tier, just cause it's so over the
Hmm.
top.
Yeah, it is.
I think
It is.
revival in general just sucks.
Yeah, resurrect mechanics just kind of defeats the purpose of progressing the game forward.
That's why is a god amongst men.
Reno is a justful god. Okay, this card doesn't need much discussion. Everybody in Hearthstone is in agreement about how fucked this card is. I'd put this below the bottom
Why
tier.
my what hurts my brain is why did they unnerf Raza?
Yeah,
Keep
okay.
him nerf.
This card, the hero power costing 2 with this hero is completely fine. Like that's maybe 3 or 4 damage a turn, but you spent 6 mana on that, so like you can't play many more cards. Um, But every time you play a card, dealing 2 damage to the enemy hero is a fucking solo adventure hero, like final boss.
Huh.
I can't wrap my head around it. Yeah, I'm gonna put. I'm gonna, this is at if I could make another tier, it would be in the tier below the one I'm putting it.
Shadow Reaper tier.
I'm just gonna put Raza on top of Shadow Reaper because they're the same card.
Oh, it's her. Okay, look, I I will accept her existence as much as I don't want to, but Ticketus is on a whole nother level of existence of unplayably unfun.
um, I this card on terms of how good it is, it's not that good. But in terms of how infuriating it is, I don't know how many games where it's just kind of like whether I'm playing this card or my opponent, a win condition is destroyed and then they concede. Because there's no playing around this card. You are simply it is the most simplest form of abusing mechanics out of your control. Because you can't
Mhm.
organize your deck. This is actually speaking on with Lorekeeper Polket playing this card against someone who just played Lorekeeper Polket is crazy. That is beyond angering. I'm gonna put this
Mhm.
on the second to bottom one because it's not. It's so it's like harmless in the grand scheme of all the other cards that are on these tiers
But
around
they
it.
hurt. They
I
hurt.
really hate its art.
She
it's a
hurt
it's a
me.
it's a devil gnome. It's crazy. I don't think those are real in World of Warcraft. Okay.
No, they're knights, I guess. That's as close as you're probably gonna get.
Shadow Essence.
Oh my god. Oh wow, I hate it. Yeah, put it
Bottom.
11.
Yeah,
11.
11.
Yeah,
Fuck
I would
that.
take an 11.
Are you kidding me? Like going second just makes me even hate this even more. Oh, you drop back because it's
Wow.
from your deck and it's red. Yeah, fuck you. Piece
I
of
really
shit.
like when it's Ragnaros or Yasharaj or Line Cracker.
I hate the fact that they play that on turn 6.
Yeah, yeah, even just on curve, and it's so fucked. Okay, eternal servitude.
Priest,
Um,
priest,
This is
priest,
4
priest, priest,
mana.
priest,
yeah.
priest,
So
priest.
the original card, which came out in Karazhan called Resurrect for 2 mana, resurrect a random friendly minion that died this game, allowed for counterplay at least a little bit. You could summon minions on your opponent's side of the board, and then it would dilute the resurrect pool. This card fucks that because it doesn't count for copies. It simply is just minions. So even if like 20 sheep have died, except but one Shadow Colossus has died, they're only gonna have two options, and they're always gonna pick. It's like this ruins the counterplay of Res Priest so much. Oh fuck. Ugh. I'm gonna put this on the bottom as well because it's Priest.
Priest.
I'm gonna summon a 5/5 version of the Colossus. I'm gonna resummon it.
Yeah, for 4 mana. Like even regardless of the counterplay, it's just like 4 mana.
We need a tier just called Priest.
Priest.
I took out a bunch of the priest removals that we had in the last one just because we already talked about them, but there's still priest cards in here. Okay, spreading plague.
Poison seeds spreading plague. Poison seeds spreading plague.
Yeah, not even like playing the two cards in the same turn, but poison seeds 5, spreading plague the next turn. It's like, wow, mass polymorph into a board full of taunts that I can't even instantly kill my minions. Um,
Do you remember the weird giant dude, the blue one that would like come in and he'd destroy all minions with like 2 or less attack?
Oh,
yeah, the moss
Evil Horde.
giant from
Witchwood. Witchwood.
Witchwood, yeah.
Yeah, I remember throwing that dude in the deck because this was so prevalent.
Shit, I forgot about that card. That actually would be
That-
pretty good. I mean, this isn't in the meta right now, but that has a pretty good tech. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, it was a
Um,
good tech back in the day.
I don't. This card is so. It's not game ending. It's just kind of another one of those cards that draws a game out unreasonably long. Um, I would put it on maybe under the Renos, but above the King's Bane.
Yeah.
I think it's on the same tier as like the what's the 3 mana spell that summons the hounds?
Oh, the
Oh, that card has
I
made
can't
me
even remember
lose
the name
so
of
many
it. The Hunter
times.
card.
Yeah. It just requires your opponent to have cards on the field to begin with.
Yeah, I mean this card isn't
And
always gonna win.
in a okay, well, what it's supposed to challenge, right, is enemies with like lots of attacking minions, right?
Yeah.
And if you're playing against like I don't know priest or something, then like this isn't very useful. But any other deck, it's very good for what
No,
it
no,
does. It's very good.
Yeah.
freaking priest. Like if you when you're playing that card against priest, you have to be really careful they don't psychic scream.
that is the fuck you and then the oh fuck you too like interaction just a board full of 1/5 scarabs and then psychic scream.
Wow, I'm gonna be drawing all 1/5 scarabs for the next like 20 turns.
Antique
Amazing.
Healbot. Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
okay. I have
Go ahead.
two gripes with on two different spectrums. A, it allowed for Warlock to like do more things back in the day, which is all right. Like back in the day, Warlock wasn't as good as he is now. This card, I have absolutely no grievances back in the day, but nowadays with characters like Shaman who can double battle cry all the time, it's just like, huh?
That is the
I
only
still
one
don't
that
think
makes
this
me
card's
mad.
crazy.
Yeah, no, by itself in any other class, I don't really care. The mech tag isn't really a problem, but double
Like
battle cry.
honestly, like healing rain makes me more angry than this card.
uh,
I'd say so. I'll put this at 2. just for its
Yeah.
random encounter.
It's just like an alright card that is only angering in double Battlecry Shaman.
Okay.
Ooh, the quartermaster.
Quartermaster.
Ooga chaga, ooga chaga. Okay,
Oh,
as much as people like to get angry at Odd Paladin, I would say this is Zephyr's tier, just for the mere fact that there's mild counterplay.
oh, I have a question about this card.
Mm-hmm.
Does it give like Silverhand recruits +2/+2 forever? Like
Yeah.
when you activate your hero power, you get a 3/3 instead of a
Oh
1/1?
no,
Oh
just
no
the
no no.
ones you actively control, not any future
The
ones.
only
Oh, okay. Well, then that makes this card a lot less tilting.
the only card that gives permanent Silverhand recruit effects
Loraxian.
is yeah, Lorthraxian.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
I mean,
Lorthrax I would say Lorthraxian makes Quartermaster a better card
yeah,
altogether.
but in this being in your average odd paladin, if you are still living by turn 5 against an odd paladin, I don't think Quartermaster is going to be the one that's killing you. You don't have removal in your deck. So,
I feel like it's Zephyr's tier because you can coin it down on 4.
yeah, but
Most
even
of the
then
time,
it's like
paladins.
go ahead.
Most of the time, paladins don't even play Silverhand recruits that often.
Yeah,
It used to
Yeah,
be worse.
this is only an odd paladin. That's about it.
I guess.
I'll
Then
put it
maybe
I'll put it on
Overflow?
overflow. Yeah, overflow tier.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I see what you mean.
Okay,
I
Baku
hated Baku.
the Moon Eater.
Okay, this is the card that got moved into the Hall of Fame on
Six
its first
months.
year.
6 months after being released, this was moved out of standard.
You know, everybody had this card and I just didn't, and it made me so angry.
This
Because at the
card,
beginning of the game, it'd be like, haha, look at what I got. And I'd be like, ah!
I don't remember the notes that they left on it specifically, but it was something along the lines of wanting people to be more creative.
Yeah, I mean, this card was released in Age before Demon Hunter, of course, but in that meta that was being pushed, it was like the Gin is and was still garbage, and then Baku was just like way too much fucking value. I mean,
Gen was only played in Shaman.
yeah, that's about it. But this card is so conceptually bad. The point of hero powers is to do an action when you have little actions to do. Like 2 mana deal 1 is god awful, but being able to use that whenever you want or when you're out of options is great. Okay, 2 mana deal 2, then suddenly things get a little more fucking crazy. Or like Druid, gain 2 attack and gain 2 iron. It's like it just pushes them over too high to have that ability being able to be active every single turn.
Hunter,
Yeah.
Hunter, deal 3.
And then with Demon Hunter, it's even fucking worse because his hero power costs less. So it's like it's terrible. This card is terribly designed. Really, the only
I
thing that came good out of the Witchwood that was good is the rush mechanic. Though no other card in that expansion makes anyone happy.
It's because all the other cards weren't so good. I would say like what came out of the Witchwood that was like, oh, this is a godsend was like like you said, Rush and then Baku. Like that was it.
People love the cards, but it was just like grand tournament in terms of like archetypes they were trying to push.
Hmm.
Okay, Lord Goffrey. Um,
You don't know how many times I've been cleared by this single man.
Have you ever played the World of Warcraft card game?
I have not.
I
This guy was in it, and that's all I remember about him.
I don't remember it
in
as a five.
in World of Warcraft lore, he basically backstabbed the hardest person to backstab in the world.
Oh yeah, he put a hole through Sylvanas' face. That was his part in the lore. Um, fucking cool guy. But the card by itself, I love this card. Uh, I love Warlock and I love this card. And I never feel like this card more is too powerful for its cost.
Just
Well,
comes in and refrolls.
Yeah,
yeah, it just clears the board all the time, and that's what
and
it's
it
not.
feels like a card like I got outplayed. It's like your minions had that health totals and you're going against Warlock.
No, but there's the one time I disagree is that you're playing Warlock, a person that is really good at manipulating board HP.
Uh,
I don't know.
I don't like Lord Godfrey. I would say he puts me on the tier of Libram of Hope.
but he's so late game.
I just feel like for 7 mana, especially in Warlock, like this is on the same level as Twisting Nether, except the benefit here is that you get a 4/4, and then the drawback is not all minions are guaranteed to be destroyed.
It's guaranteed to be destroyed almost 90% of the time.
I mean, I don't think 90% of the time because like this late in the game, right? 2 damage to a bunch of minions is probably not going to do anything.
What
But this is where Warlock comes in. He is great at manipulating board HP.
the aggro meta has been getting younger and younger in terms of the mana cost that it's coming out on. So getting to turn 7 against aggro is a feat within itself, but Lord Godfrey punishes that. Any other matchup, whether like mage or just any spell heavy class or deck, Lord Godfrey does not do anything. And paying
I
7
will
mana for a
agree.
4/4 that deals maybe 4 damage to minions is really negligible.
I would agree that it's just spell matchups are Lord Godfrey's weakest, but minion matchups against Hunter, Priest, Warrior, Druid, he kind of just destroys those classes.
I'd
I
put
think
it on
he's a
3.
3.
Yeah, 3.
Yeah.
It can be
SC.
infuriating as a Libram as Hope, but it's just in the society that we live in. Lord Godfrey is
We
not
do
around.
live in one of
Yeah.
those.
um, I would
SC
bump it up to a 5 maybe. I don't know, 4, top of 4, bottom of 5, something.
I would say
There
4.
5.
have been times when Lord Godfrey has played, and I'm just like, wow, well, I have no steam left at all. Most of the time, it's Hunter.
The
Okay,
tank is empty.
okay.
Lotheb,
Lutheb.
stalling out your opponent, the card.
This is a card for a more civilized age. Um, Lotheb does not do anything anymore, but like maybe 5 or 7 expansions ago, fucking amazing card. And it's like this card like is the embodiment of a tech card or a counterplay card. It's like playing this on 5 usually stalled your opponent at least for a turn for playing their cool cards, and it gave you a bonus turn. Like they would usually pass their turn, especially against mage. I was like, oh cool, you put a card in your deck that countered my deck for a turn. That is fair. Now this card is just lame and stupid because it doesn't do instinct. It doesn't
And
do anything when you play it. This becomes a textless 5/5 in an aggro meta, and that's
yeah,
garbage. So
even even against like characters like Res Priest, Priest plays a minion. Played against Mage, Mage plays the Caligos.
what's funny is this even with priest in Rasa priest, this card does nothing because even though you're running like you're running like 1 or 2 cost spells, you can still deal like 6 or 7 or 6 or 8 damage with your hero power in Shadow Reaper form because you're just playing cards. It's such another card that just like makes you reminds you of like wow. There was a simpler time in Hearthstone when
A
Lothar was in
civilized
tier in
age.
1 and 2 decks. And I just isn't
The
anywhere.
civilized age. I like
A
that.
civilized age.
Seriously, what Lothar represents. I'm right now current status for Lothar 1. He's a cutie pie. I mean, I miss him greatly.
Poor
Yeah, because now
Lotheb.
everybody's like demon hunters throwing poop at their opponents.
Really against Demon Hunter playing Lothar makes it easier because they're like, oh, ooh, minion.
Oh, Void Collar.
Okay,
I don't
Void
know.
Caller.
I don't know what ungodly power compels warlocks to always play this on 3 and 4, but my god.
I feel like there's like some weird deck RNG where it's just like these. Yeah, you get them in your hand.
Yeah, they're
Before
never in like the bottom half of the deck. It's fucking crazy. I swear to God.
I I swear too, like what ungodly powers make Void Collar appear on 3 and 4 every single God.
It freaks me the fuck out. It's like, what is it ever? It's fucking crazy. I hate this card so much. This card represents a concept of a different age, because before a time before Void Caller and Enhanced Dreadlord and any other of those ginormous demons, demons pretty much sucked. In general, they're textless cards without the battle cry. So like this summon maybe Doomguard at best. And that was about as far as it got. But now we're just in
Or
the taunt fuck meta where this card is bullshit.
taunt fuck meta. I agree.
I'll put it on Libram of
Hateful.
Hope, no, I'll put it above Libram of Hope. It's fucked.
Hey
It's
Kendrick,
no Paraku tier. What?
so you know that 1/1 Divine Shield Paladin minion?
Oh, yeah, with taunt.
Yeah.
Yeah. The crazy part about that, right, is that I a long time ago, I remember going 12 games on ranked, right? All
Hmm.
against Paladin, and they all had that in their starting hand.
It's one of those another like ungodly cards that always appears at the exact same
I
time.
don't get it. There's definitely some deck RNG going on
Uh,
there.
in my studies of playing Hearthstone, especially in solo adventures, I've realized that things that say that they're random are not random. Especially cards that like cast random spells or add random spells to your hand. They're surprisingly like there's that saying of like survivorship bias where you only or you only remember the good cards or you only remember the bad plays. But I find consistently, not that I've been writing it down, that certain cards show up a whole fucking lot more than other cards, and it's usually the most bullshit ones, which as a company would make sense because you want the new cards to show up or you want the broken cards to make. I get it, but like when you say random, make it fucking random,
It's
please.
selective randomness.
Selective random. Get that shit out of here.
I think last I
Yeah.
checked, there are 4,000, I think 4,000 plus cards in Hearthstone right now. But for
You get the
some
same
odd
10.
reason, it seems for certain cards there's only maybe 100 or 200 cards in Hearthstone. It's fucking stupid.
I agree.
Okay, moving on. Deathlord.
Okay, this card is harmless unless you're playing rogue.
Again, this card is fair. Way good stats for the cost, and the drawback is your opponent might get a big minion. And in an aggro meta, this card isn't too shabby. So it's okay. And I don't ever really get mad, especially when playing my legendary decks. I laugh. This is the best. This is my funniest card that my opponent could play. Uh, but I think it's a 2 or a 3. Nazoth
I
spam
think
rogue, even with
okay.
this card, is this kind of like at a certain point it's whatever.
I think it's a 2.
Yeah.
I think it's a low 3 or a high 2 just because Nazoth Rogue exists.
Yeah, just certain decks out there make everything worse for everyone else. Okay. Mass Dispel.
You mean the Zephyrus card?
Not even the Zephyrus card. I think this is like in decks or just or like Lyra pools or whatever.
This
Um,
is in Lyra pools and Zephyrus pool.
this card is
This card,
fucked. I don't think it's above a Potion of Illusion, but like it's fucked. Oh cool, I've
taunt.
reestablished my board. Oh cool, my minions with powerful effects will outvalue my opponent. Bam!
And
4
Oh,
mana.
has
cool.
been in the
Mess
game
up.
forever.
Yeah, I'm gonna put this on Reno tier, cause
Yeah, it's Reno tier.
it's Reno tier in terms of infuriation.
I think it's like a low ball Reno tier because like it will never outpass the beautiful man that is the amazing Reno.
I'll
As
be just like sitting there vibing, saucing up, and then here come that mass dispel.
yeah,
My day be so fine.
then boom.
Then boom,
God,
mass
that image
dispel.
is so real. Okay, Molten Giant.
Dude, I freaking love this card with my it's like, "Oh, you think you could take me?"
Oh yeah, fucking Takal. Yeah. Um,
Yeah.
there's this one meme I think Kinky Hearthstone did where it was like Attack on Titan, but it was the Molten Giants instead. It's just giants on 3 with Takan, or even on 2 if you have the coin. Uh, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
Again, Molten Giant hits me in a soft spot. It's like not, of course,
They were part of
when
a
it's
simpler
running
age.
Warlock or when Warlock only. Um, But like playing this with Tikal, fair. You had it in your opening hand, you drew it before or during. Then there's 2 draws to 3, and then you play a powerful 8/8 that does nothing. So I don't know,
Yeah.
2,
It,
maybe
it
1.
like you said, Dylan. Like you said, Dylan. It's part of a simpler age.
Yeah. A lot of the ones that
Civilized
are up here
age.
at the top are just like what little hope we have left for our cards being released.
That fucking Warlock Priest card is just that, but better.
Yeah, because it permanently costs less. Your opponent, it's crazy. Okay, kill command.
Freaking for
Oh, hey, the
when they
hounds.
when they call this a man, they're not even joking. This has killed me so many times. The few times I've
Yeah.
actually battled against Hunter.
Hunter just typically, even most basic and classic cards for Hunters are just so still good. And this is one of them where it's just like the Bloodlust effect, where when it's played, you win the game. And it's so weird, because this card is balanced. It's like, oh, 3 mana, deal 3, fine. Deal 5 if you're using your class identity.
If you're
Uh,
playing Hunter, deal 5.
yeah, I mean, it's so fair. I don't think I'm ever mad at this card. I mean, like when I die to this card, it's like, oh, fucking come on. But like that's about as long as it lasts.
Dylan,
It's
Dylan,
like it doesn't
Dylan,
show up.
I I really hate this card specifically, right? Let's say I have a full board, I'm bringing the game back. They play 2 kill commands and unleash the hounds.
You're like 6 mana deal
Oh,
10 or and along with Alicia Hounds. I mean, I don't know. This card is
hey, but
infuriating.
that's a fucking train wreck. I don't know who hurt you, but that shouldn't have
So
happened.
That doesn't
that
ever
is
happen. When it does, you're just like, that's enough Hearthstone for today.
no, yeah, that's how I was. Like I didn't want to play afterwards.
I'll put it on
Dude, you
Libram
must
of
have got
Hope.
like blacklisted by God.
Yeah,
Blacklisted by Rexar, crikey. Uh, yeah, I'll
yeah.
put this on
This
Libram
is
of Hope because I mean it doesn't show up often, but godly, it's worse than Mind Blast in some cases. Okay, Unleash the Hounds.
Like getting hit by a meteorite.
I would okay. I freaking hate this card too. Whenever I'm like, oh, I've established board control again. I might be low on HP, but I don't think the Rek'Sai can kill me. Boop.
I,
Okay, so like it needs to be fighting a creature heavy opponent to like actually do anything. But like I used to use this to kill people with what's
With
the spirit
the
caller totem.
yeah, with the totem, dude. This card with the totem is so just like my soul.
Yeah, yeah. That and the mastiff thing that had echo.
Oh
that was like my win condition.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Take
The
out the
the
board and then you just unleash the hounds. It's over.
mhm. Because specifically, if you've ever, I don't think you've ever run the totem with Unleash the Hounds, Dylan. But if you did that, you and your opponent had like a full board, you'd be dealing about 10 damage face.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
quest.
I
You guys
still
talking about the
have that.
quest?
No, we're talking about the totem.
Which totem?
The 0/3,
Oh,
whenever you summon a beast, give it +1/+1.
oh that! Holy shit! I forgot about that card. Yeah.
I actually still have that deck. I'll fight you with it after this if you want.
I'll have to see
Yeah,
that. Um,
it's really good with scarabs too. Like,
I think this card
Mhm.
is especially hilarious with the quest reward, Open the Gate, where you give your minions +2 attack, your hero power. Um, oh my god, it's just this card is another hunter card. This card hasn't been changed since beta. It originally costed less, and I think it had a different effect that was like easier. I'll have to look on the wiki or whatever, but I think this card was even better before. But it hasn't been changed since 2016 or whenever.
and it's still
Cool
a
card.
card that hurts my soul.
Yeah. Uh, I'll put it at the bottom. This is like
Yeah.
a hunter's bloodlust most times.
And
Okay.
those charge.
Yeah, charge is still broken since
It's
release.
him. Oh,
Divine
does he look
favor.
so cute? Oh, he looks so cute. This card is refill at its finest.
It was moved to the Hall of Fame for a reason. I'll say it's insane. It's insane in aggro decks. It's not. And Hunter, I mean, a Paladin
even
with Mech Paladin and Odd Paladin, this card is what makes those decks win like 20% more of the
even
time.
even that, like even if you're not playing those specific decks, having yourself draw 5 cards because your opponent is playing Warlock is just beautiful.
And this can
Don't you
boil
just
down to a
love it?
3 mana draw too most times, even if that isn't the case. So it's just value regardless.
Yeah, Divine Favor is such a good card.
I fucking love it when the Bay's eyes be glowing.
The base eyes be glowing and then boom, full hand.
My boo be like, ching.
Yeah.
I'll put it on
I would
9.
yeah, put it right beside the other card draw.
The card draw tier. Okay, Ice Block.
You want a card to win? You want a card? You want to guarantee that you survive at least another turn, and then Reno afterwards? This is your baby.
I put
Uh,
this on the same ideals as Mechathune. It's like cards that are just like live another turn or win the game are just cards that are fucked. I mean, what are you supposed to do here? Run Secret Eater, run Flare, whatever. It's an epic, so you can run 2 of them. I always think this card should have been a legendary. I mean, it's fucking
you're
crazy
just supposed
effect.
to tap your foot and wait.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, fuck.
like some people.
Wow, here comes Reno.
Yeah, no, yeah. My favorite thing is what people do is when they ice block, they would Reno and then Ice Nova next turn so that it can clear your board efficiently.
Okay, counter
Counterspell's
spell.
not triggering.
No,
It is not triggering. When you're hit by it, you're hit by it, and you're like, oh damn, maybe I should have checked for
yeah, you should.
counterspell.
This is your fault if this secret triggers on a big spell. Like, oh, I should have waited and then done something else. Yeah, I mean it's fair. And then the coin exists, so it's like half the time this isn't even as funny as you think it is.
I'm one of those people that like sits there and like figures out which secret a
Which
person
secret?
has,
Oh
My
yeah,
and
me,
like that shit
me and
never
Dylan
works.
have, me and Dylan have just kind of learned it at this point.
my deck tracker has a cool feature where when a secret is played, it shows all possible secrets that it could be. Um,
Oh,
and then when an action is done and it doesn't trigger a secret, it removes all the secrets that would have triggered and then shows what was left. Um,
oh, that's crazy.
yeah, it's
I
a really
just
cool
do
thing.
that on my own.
Yeah.
Give me that deck
Yeah,
tracker.
I do
Uh,
that. I do the same with my brain. I
yeah.
just do it.
I
Yeah.
don't really need it anymore because I was grinding for Legend from like April to August. So Secret Mage, which was tier 1, I played I would say at least 1,000 games against a Secret Mage, even as Secret Mage. I know what secrets they're playing at this point.
Mhm.
I don't need the deck
Yeah.
tracker to tell me. uh, Potion of Polymorph has showed up though more commonly, and it's fucked. Okay,
Oh,
Pyroblast.
th- okay, before we move on from the spell tangent, I was the guy that ran polymorph because everyone thought it was trash, and now people are actually running pushing a polymorph.
Yeah, what's happening now is people are trying to trigger Flame Ward or whatever the deal 6 and any access, but then it's polymorph and they're like, ah, fuck, because those secrets do the opposite things. You're supposed to trigger them the opposite ways or test for them, so it's just fucked.
Hmm.
Okay, Pyroblast,
Okay.
yeah.
Um, Zephyrus.
I've only been killed by it like twice, but every time I am, I'm sad.
Yeah,
Yeah, this
this is
card
this.
just kind of invokes sadness because you just forget that this card is still real and in standard or whatever it is.
It, this card hurts me specifically because let's say like I'm at 11 HP, Zephyrus will always offer Pyroblast if the opponent is 15 or below.
You
It's
know,
just
I used
oh,
to run Burn Mage,
mm-hmm,
and
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
and I gotten quite a few kills with that one card.
It's just 10 damage. It's immediate 10 damage.
You don't
Yeah,
even need to cheat this card out to be good because it instantly happens. It's not the minion effect where nothing happens when you play it.
Yeah,
Okay, naturalize.
a forbidden one. It's
I like
him.
it.
This is
Everyone hated this card.
the card that
Everyone
we're about to
hated.
talk about, Cold Light Oracle. I feel the same way with naturalize. Is it's just like, oh, it's a fair trade off.
Yeah,
Is
it's okay.
but when you remember what archetypes are being run in, you're
Yeah,
like, oh,
Yeah, you ran in Mechathune.
yeah.
freaking yeah.
This was a Mechathune trigger during launch, um, and I think it still
Don't
is.
forget don't forget this card also runs in Mill Druid. As much as that isn't as common as Rogue, this card is still run there.
What's funny
It takes
about
one mana.
Mill Druid is there's only 3 Druid cards that actually draw cards for your opponent. Um, so they run 2 copies of all of those. And then the rest is
They
just
run the
mana
sword.
gain and Jade Idol, so they don't fatigue
No,
and then
no.
they can play the cards they draw.
No, they can also play the sword and the Death Lord too.
Oh
Don't
yeah,
forget.
the other or dirty rat or whatever.
Hmm.
I don't know. This is a 3. I,
Oh, yeah. Thank you for reminding me. Dirty Rat into Naturalize guarantees that whatever it comes out will not be able to hurt you.
most times when this is played, when it's not being run a Mildred, it's not played because it's just like the drawback isn't enough
Okay,
or it's too
before
much.
anybody
Go ahead.
says anything about the Cold Light Oracle, I've never been more sad than when this man went out of standard.
Okay,
I
okay.
think
We can
everyone
all agree.
felt that in the heart.
Yeah, no. Like as much as I dislike this card in Rogue, I felt sad that they removed this card from Standard. I
I like
actually
it
was
because
like,
everybody just gets more resources.
Yeah, it's fair.
no. The cool thing about Cold Like Oracle is that everyone ran it too. Like everyone before they moved it out, everyone ran it. It was like a nice mutual, like, oh, you have Cold Like Oracle. Hey, yeah, thanks, man.
Yeah, this is the fucking uh, uh neighborhood party, you know, when you bring
Yeah,
everybody out for the cookout.
what
yeah.
what happened? Why this card was rotated out, and is because Togwaggle Scheme was released. This was rotated out when Rise of Shadows came out, and that was the problem. Is they didn't want that in standard. So instead of nerfing Togwaggle Scheme, which is still in like I don't know 5 or 6
Or
percent of decks, they just moved Cold Light Oracle to Wild, and then nothing changed in Wild, and then Standard still had just a replacement. They released this card
it,
again with Prize Vendor, 2 mana, 2/3. Both players draw a card. I don't know what the fuck they're thinking. what?
they
What?
also did it with Mage. Don't forget Mage has
Oh
their
yeah,
own
the
too.
research project. It's just
Yeah,
like, what are you guys trying to accomplish here? Why did this was a good classic card?
Also, he's a
and
cutie. I like his card art.
yeah,
I want
I
to
really just
go ahead.
I really dislike this card because of Rogue being a class.
I'll put it on 2 because I think this card's still really fair, but Rogue again fucks it up. Which I mean,
It's what Shadow Step, Shadow Step.
yeah,
Wait,
Shadow Step.
so
Rogue
this would
fucks
be my
everything
turns.
up.
This would be my turns, right? I would have it would be turn 5. I would have 2 minions on the board. Rogue, Cold Like Oracle, Shadow Step, Cold Like Oracle, Shadow Step, Cold Like Oracle into
My
Togwaggle Scheme.
hand is gone.
Yeah,
And yeah, my hand is
My
hand
hand
is
is full.
full.
Sorry.
Uh, uh,
and, and then they just make like a crap ton of copies. They would never run out. Then they would banish my board next turn
yeah.
after I tried to like empty it out. It's just like it's not a very fun thing to play against.
Originally, Doctor Boom's scheme, the spell, which is like gain 1 armor, upgrades each turn, read shuffle a bomb into your opponent's deck, and it would upgrade every turn. Well, I think they could have very well released that card if they had put a cap on all the other schemes. Like Hagatha scheme, like all of them have a cap of 5 bombs, 5 damage, 5 minions, and then I don't remember what the other one is. Um,
5 imps.
yeah, 5 imps. I think that would have made those cards able to just be. I mean, they're already they're bad as is, but that would allow things like Togwaggle's scheme or Doctor Boom original Doctor Boom scheme to work. Okay,
Yeah, it's just not fun to play against Mill Rogue.
okay. Mind Blast.
Okay. Now hear me out. Res Priest loves this card because of Vargoth and Evelyn.
Yeah, or Raza free. I mean, it's just so much. It's just again, bonus. It's just good damage for the cost. It wins you the
Gives them
game.
something to do within the 6 turns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In terms of
Yeah,
variation, I'd put this at the second to last. I wouldn't put this on the last. Uh, there's definitely
I'd
more
just put it at
infuriating
10.
cards. Yeah, put it in 10. There's more
yeah,
infuriating cards. It's actually just Kill Command. I'll put it. It would be next to Kill Command, in terms of
it's Kill
infuriation.
Command power.
Okay.
Kill Command power.
It's a priest card that doesn't make me extremely angry.
Um,
So that's
Tundra.
pretty rare.
Surprisingly, Tundra
Tundra
Rhino
Rhino.
is ran in 3.2% of decks. I had no idea.
Yeah. I've actually seen Tundra Rhino here and there. It's a pretty good if you can get him out without it dying, then this card just becomes your like win condition.
I
It is
mean,
not infuriating either. It's just like, oh, I lost.
he's big and kind of hard to play.
Yeah, five
Yeah.
mana
Cost-wise.
to even just as the turn you play him, you're probably gonna have one other beast by then. Um, this is in Deathstalker Rexar's Zombies pool, which I always find the funniest whenever it happens. uh,
Give it death, give
but
it poison, or give it lifesteal.
or just yeah, just give it like big ass stats. I'm gonna put this in one because never ever does this like win games. Uh,
I don't and even when it does, I don't feel like I feel like it was a fair win.
yeah, like
Yeah.
they played the card, the effect happened. Grizzled Wizard.
The one thing I have to say is Grizzled Wizard into Sir Finley. Get away, Raza Priest. Get out of my house.
This is like a saving grace against Raza Priest, and it's pretty funny. This was McGurgle. This is never played by itself because the effect is not that crazy. But replacing the hero power you steal and then giving it back is pretty fucking hilarious.
Uh, my most favorite version of stealing someone's hero power and replacing it is finishing the Druid quest.
The untapped potential.
Yeah, that is the most fucked way you can like change hero powers
Because our whole
because
deck is based around that. You just ruin the whole point of an already bad deck.
yeah.
Um,
Grizzled Wizard is a saving grace, and he is just not broken in my opinion. He's like
I've never been fucked over by Grizzled Wizard. I don't run quest decks typically that are hero power quests, so I don't know.
I don't think taking your opponent's hero power is really worth it.
No,
I like one time I got Grizzled Wizard, and then he changed my hero power to like the Warlock one as priest, and I'm like, what are you doing?
you just helped me.
I'm priest. Do you know who I am?
I'm gonna put this on 3.
I have infinite health and now infinite cards.
Yeah. Okay, Ysera Unleashed.
This card is not broken. I still love I love it. I love the card so much.
I'm gonna go use the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Already.
Yeah.
You guys can continue.
Why I dislike this card is because Hearthstone random. This card has no. This card is fine. It's fucking humongous. There's not really a way to cheat this out other than Druid nonsense of gaining mana. But
Druid
I
nonsense.
mean, like, this is like the selective RNG that my tinfoil hat was talking about. Is it's just like these are always in the next like 2 or 3 draws. You've had draw all 7 of them. Ah, it's there's really bad dragons. There's really good There's very few good dragons that are worth summoning. At least not even triggering their battle cries.
All the
So
death wings.
yeah,
All the legendaries are the ones you really want to start summoning with this.
um, 2.
I freaking love. I think it's a two. Yeah. It is not broken like anything beyond it. It is just a pretty nice cost.
I'm gonna wait for
And
typing.
yeah, and Ysera by herself is pretty epic.
I like originally Sarah better,
Ysera?
the one that gets dream cards.
No, yeah, she had that's a really cool card, like concept card. It's kind of like the same thing with the Death Knight cards, but it's just like, it's at a certain point like what are you doing? Why are you playing this card? This card will either A might help you deal 5 damage to the opponent's face, but you're also dealing 5 damage to your face, or maybe summoning an adequate minion.
What I find
It's just it,
interesting about original Ysera is the cards she adds are neutral spells. They won't trigger the quest, the to add cards to your other hand from other classes to your hand, but they will be played by Tess.
it will be played by Tess.
And
Okay, that's weird.
they don't trigger cards that say if you're holding cards from another class either. That's the only time that those neutral spells, which is Ysera, I think only, um,
I
are
think
played
I
again
think
as Tess.
who knows if it was like accidentally leaked by Tess that these are cards for a class someday.
Yeah,
You
Dream,
know?
the monk class.
Oh, dude, please give me the monk class. I want to play as a Pandaren already.
Okay,
Give me Chen. I want to be a freaking cool backflipping panda.
Grave Rune.
Wow, I don't
Priest.
like that.
Did you mean resurrect, Dylan? You mean res? You
Yeah,
mean
it's
res priest?
resurrect
You
for
mean
even less. taunt heavy
Even
minions.
even not having this in Res Priest still hurts the soul.
Surprisingly, I've never seen this card ever.
Well, it will
Really?
it will surprise you both to know that this card has a 37% win rate when played.
Huh.
Really?
I mean,
Um,
that makes sense.
it's in a lot
It
of
makes
decks,
sense.
but apparently it's not good when you play it.
Surprising.
um, I'm gonna put this on 6, or maybe no, I'm gonna put it on Fellcrack level. It gives me Fellcrack vibes.
Play this on Phil Crack and you'll win.
Yeah. Okay. Dragon's Bane.
The few times I see this card, he wipes my board.
Another just classic Hunter moment where really great cards that just end up for some reason being kind of balanced.
Yeah, like Hunter, like you can't really say that Hunter has ever had like a state where he's overly broken, like characters like Priest or Mage.
It's just
He just kind of sits.
yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, even in like the tier list for Hunter, he might have like peaked once in his entire life, but that those decks weren't even broken to begin with. It
But then
was.
again,
Oh
it
yeah,
is a
sorry.
mech.
Yeah,
And
That is
and
true.
surprisingly, there was no mech synergy with this card. It didn't show up in any mech Hunter decks. Because Oblivion really synergizes more with Death Rattle mechs rather than just normal mechs. So
And you can't really even combine this with like the toxic robot one, the 2/2, because really you're dealing 5 damage
yeah,
already.
as I
Like,
said,
what else are you
no
gonna
need for
do?
poison. This the only like valid combo with this was playing it on 4 and then Ziliax on 5, and then usually by next turn they would either concede because that's just mega value. Um,
Yeah,
I don't think this card has
like
ever made me mad though. It's just another Hunter moment. I'm gonna put it at 1.
wait, if you use this with that one hunter card that lets you use your hero power on anything, could you like potentially deal 8 damage to a minion?
Yeah,
potentially, yeah. It.
But it is random, so yeah, whatever.
that's fair.
Yeah,
Yeah, that card doesn't scare me at all.
It's a half
yeah. It's just like
Ragnaros.
yeah. uh, it's really good, but at the same time, you're not gonna lose because of it if
Yeah.
you're like playing the right deck or like having a full board.
Blazing Battle Mage.
Okay, 1 mana 2/2s used to scare the living shit out of me.
Same,
But
but
now
not
everything's
anymore.
above the mana
Yeah,
value.
when this came out in Galakron, it was in most aggro decks, but now they're just realizing that there's better minions for 1 mana than a Texas 2/2.
For instance, Dire Mole.
Yeah,
He's a beast, so you can actually get like synergies.
Yeah, I think
and
this is a 1.
yeah, playing this on any other turn than 1, then it's garbage.
Yeah,
The fire
very simple,
vengeance
basic
burn
card.
bright.
Yep.
Oh, do you have your Do you have your paladin subscription card? Do you have your paladin subscription card?
You play
I
Paladin?
know I do.
Uh, Lightforge Zealot.
VIP pass.
I love. Okay, I see the next one is the Lifeforged Crusader. I love these cards so much. I love playing pure paladin. They make me feel like a paladin.
They have
Freaking
gorgeous art.
yeah. I uh I would okay. I could argue that the Lightforged Zealot is like around Linecracker tier, but Lightforged Crusader, which we'll get into later, I just feel like the Zealot isn't that bad. It's sure your opponent's getting a 4/2 weapon for playing Paladin,
And
but
a 4/2 minion is not too shabby as well. I mean,
yeah.
and heal 4. I'm gonna put this on the Reno tier, just personally, because it's what wins.
Can I just say though, I like this archetype of paladin way more than the 1 cost paladin.
I agree. The odd Paladin.
Yeah, where you just like use the 0 mana card to get a bunch of 1/1s and stuff.
Oh yeah, the hand. I know exactly what you're talking about. First day of school, I think is the name of that card.
Yeah.
Okay, Lightforged Crusader, 7 mana, 7/7. Add 5 Paladin cards to your hand.
freaking,
This
I
card
loved it.
makes me want to play Paladin.
Yeah,
I
it's
freaking,
so many glorious moments when you play this card.
dude. My most favorite moment was turn four. Okay. Start a game. I think Tyree was watching this. Start a game. Turn four. I play Mirrozon. Get 10 mana crystals. Play Lightforge Crusader right after. Play a bunch of one cost spells, and then just have like, haha.
I
I
find it
have a
especially hilarious that this card can add itself to your hand for even more shenanigans.
I don't think any card that just adds random cards should be able to do that.
uh,
that itself.
okay, they did patch that, but that's only with discovery effects. I think that
Yeah.
was what it was.
No, it's
Um,
only discovery effects. No
and they
random
specifically
shenanigans.
patched Dragon Queen Alexstrasza not to give herself. I think that was the only other card that they did. But now cards cannot discover copies of themselves, but they can still add copies of themselves, just not discover.
Yeah.
So
And Lightforge Crusader is like a pretty hefty card to play. Like you better be hoping you get like a few 1 mana secrets or at least a spell or so
if I yeah,
to immediately
having the
play.
space for it in your hand too, it makes it not so good sometimes. Okay,
Control Warlock.
Dark Skies. I mean, what more is there to say? I mean, what kind of minions are you playing before turn 3 that would even be
you know,
disadvantaged by this?
the deck archetype I hate the dark size. This deck archetype isn't common, but when it happens, you just don't want to play anymore. Is treachery with the Fellstalker into Dark Skies.
Oh God! Oh man! Like the originally the Defile version of that was so like, holy shit, that was a
Big
cool
brain.
combo. You got me. Now it's just kind of like, oh, 7 cards in hand. Ooh, where banana? It's fucking.
Where
I hate that shit.
banana go?
I'm gonna put that on 11.
Yeah, it is an 11 tier card. It just hurts like getting hit with a Fellstalker, treachery, Dark Skies.
I like this art.
Ankar.
Angar.
Yeah. I don't know how to feel about
I,
this card.
I feel I feel like a distant pain, but really it's just not terrible. It's just like, oh, that was a card.
I
Yeah.
mean, pirates have enough like power.
Or just
Yeah,
add or discovery or board presence. I mean, like
They
you
just
don't
seek
really
each
need to.
other out.
Yeah, they synergize so well with each other. Anchor is just kind of overkill. This you had to have this before in like I don't know June of when last year when I was grinding for Legend. This was a required card for the deck, but now it's just kind of like I don't whatever. Put in there if you want.
Hmm.
Even when it was
not a
popular,
requirement.
though, I don't care. I just like buffing weapons for warrior is just conceptually like aggravating, but anchor wasn't really the problem.
It was just the cards that it was playing, not Angar itself.
I'm gonna put this in 2. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll
it
put it
makes
in 1. I don't even think it needs 2.
Yeah.
it hasn't seen play like in the pirate decks that it was in anymore.
Gosh, how many fucking cards did I get? I don't remember how many I got now.
Fine,
Okay,
we'll finish this off.
righteous cause.
Good and odd paladin
Five
rarely sees.
minions is not that many.
No,
Yeah, and it rarely, and you'll usually wipe the board before Righteous Cause can even activate.
though I will say when I did play odd paladin and got legend, this card allowed for like 10/10 minions on turn 2, just simply because of how Tour Guide works. Um, I mean, it's crazy card, but it never goes anywhere else. It's not even popular. I don't. This card is fucked, but it's not like I don't know. I'm gonna put it on like fucking 5, maybe 4.
Yeah, I would say 5. It's just like it sits with the quartermaster there. Like, if you haven't already lost, well, this will make you lose faster.
Okay, Anera Storm Crash.
I'm seeing combo decks with this specific card, and they're terrifying, but they're not common.
I don't
How
know.
old is this card?
This
This
came
is
out
new.
this expansion.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Uh, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
really just. I'm gonna put it at 1. It's fair. It's one more than a Yeti, only just for equipping Doomhammer. I mean, like, I don't know,
it's
whatever.
terrifying. The combo decks like this is terrifying, but the card itself is just like, oh, okay.
I don't know.
It's,
Attacking twice with your hero means a lot of damage at your face.
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
like a
You would want to trade to minions, but then that costs your health, so it's like not. It's fair. It's a fair card.
hmm It is really broken in duels though. It is a broken card in duels.
That seems
I
to
will
be
say.
a common theme.
Cards that are normally just like weak
Meh.
in standard are just broken in there.
I got an 8 wins run in duels though this morning. That was pretty
Oh, nice.
fun. Okay, prize plunderer.
Give me that. Look what I've won.
The
I
voice line is really great, but
I freaking as much as this is a rogue card, I freaking love this card because of the line. And look at him, he's so happy.
God, he stole the prize. um, I just I'm so glad that Blizzard had the like mental capacity to realize that maybe they shouldn't hit the opponent's face. Because there was a card that did the same thing, but it was any target, and it was Spectral Pillager. There's still a combo in Wild. There's a combo rogue deck, which is hilarious to think about, in Wild right now, with Spectral Pillager as the thing, and it's an OTK. But this card
Luckily,
is fine. I don't care.
yeah, we need to pray to Jesus that we're happy that the Spectral Pillager is a 6 mana card.
Yeah. That card's more problematic because of Spirit of the Shark and the Galakron coin muncher, but not
Yeah.
the card itself. Okay, I'm
hmm
fucking running out of room here.
There's just like a lot of cards that are in a lot of like win decks that aren't really that bad. Ah, I don't like
Foxy
Foxy
Fraud,
Fraud.
the killer of Edwin.
Ah, this guy actually made Edwin go to like Hall of Fame.
That
This
again,
guy's
this is
the
another
reason.
card that murdered another card that was just roped into this crap. Wasn't even part of the problem. Uh, yeah, rogue everybody.
Even even now, you can play just two Foxy Frauds into Edwin.
It's a 0 mana 3/2, and then you get a bonus effect on most cards. I mean, like, straight up annoying. No, I don't even have the right words to describe. Really annoying. I'm gonna put
It's
this
like
at
a
10, maybe.
it's a combo piece that makes your combo cards cheaper.
Yeah, it's not. It's
Stupid.
what happened to like not playing cards for 0 mana?
Okay, before we move to the next thing, I really need to use the restroom.
Yeah, go for it. I'm gonna
Yeah.
piddle as well.
I've been holding it and I just had to go.
I didn't realize I got so many cards.
Bladed Lady has some pretty great art. Big hat, 10 out of 10. Whoa, I'm so lonely. I'm so lonely. I have nobody. I'm all on my own.
Stunning performance.
Oh, you're here?
I just muted my mic. Yeah, my headset's wireless.
Okay. Well, uh,
Piss.
sorry.
No, not at all.
On a majority of days, I am not able to hit that vocal range, but
I have to go on a run before I hit any high notes. There's too much gunk in my fucking nose.
that's funny. Yeah. Imagine you're like getting ready for your big performance. They're like, you have 10 minutes until you're live, and you're like, all right, I'll be right back. Where's he going?
Just do a lap or a couple laps around the fucking building. Okay, let's do this.
Hit some high notes. I saw this video, and it's this dude. and he like goes up to this mic, and everybody's like, "Oh my god, he's getting ready to do it." And then he does the "Damn son, where'd you find this?" And everybody just goes, "Ah!"
I think I've
Same
seen
same
that
energy.
video.
Okay, I have returned.
Okay.
Maybe
Hammer
he
of
had to
the
run a
Naru.
few laps.
This card can honestly be run in any paladin deck because of how good it is.
I don't find myself mad. I just it's really fucking crazy stats for the cost, but like in Paladin, I don't know. It's not really any way to abuse this shit. It's simply you play it and it happens instead of over and over again.
So see, this card is really good in pure paladin because
Of
it's a
course.
paladin card, and it's really good in menagerie paladin.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's an elemental.
hmm I would say it's like a 2 because of what it
Yeah, it's good
what
stats
you
for
can do in
cost, but
menagerie.
it's definitely not infuriating.
I agree.
Bladed Lady.
This always comes out on turn 3.
Great art.
Yeah, 6 arms.
Yeah,
uh, what
he
the
always
fuck?
comes out on turn 3.
And like here's another like team 5 moment. Like what the fuck? Even without the second part of this card, a 6 mana 6/6 rush demon, crazy. And then if
Yeah,
you're playing Demon Hunter, it costs 1. I mean, like, what the fuck? Why? Why win more when you're already winning?
it's fun.
Yeah, it is. That's why it's here. That's why people play it. I'm gonna put it at 11.
It's just like demon hunter moment.
Yeah,
I currently run it in my Demon Hunter deck.
yeah, it's just like not there's no drawback. Rush. Okay, palm reading. I really want to automatically put this one in the bottom because priest. But yeah, it's what?
Do you know what? When psychic, you lower the cost of psychic scream. Then you got like the cards that battle each other, and then you got your you just got all these cards that you just get great benefits with.
This is the
Dude,
same energy. Go ahead.
if you lower the cost of Psychic Scream, then that means that there's one less turn that you have to sit there doing nothing.
And then, yeah, it's the
Oh
drawback.
hell yeah!
Your opponent might play another minion. Fucking this is the same
Crazy.
energy as playing Primordial Glyph like 5 or 7 times in a row. Um, I'm glad they patched that out, but then they're like, palm reading. See the counterplay here. Fuck you. This is
You
going to
know,
the bottom.
yeah, yeah, you have to say that you're lucky that they removed that cards can discover themselves
Yeah,
independent.
imagine palm reading into palm reading. Yeah, yeah. Fuck the ketchup weaver. Why not just have it as the card itself? Oh man. Okay. Carnival clown. Uh, really funny card.
It is only run in one deck,
Yeah.
and when it is played, you wish you could die.
I mean, like, cool. Survival of the fittest. Oh yeah, you gotta pay 10 mana for the wild. Ah, it's bullshit. Ah.
Remember here Rev with remember here Rev the Bat? This is
Harik the
him with
Bat, yeah.
taunt.
Fucking, it's so funny to look at Harik like, wow, what? This is in custom
You're a card?
Hearthstone?
Yeah,
Oh
that's a
man.
legendary card too.
Man, and then they print some shit like Carnival Clown for everybody. It's fucking so fucking dumb.
Even if you clear the clown board, the
They have
7 like
another
8/8.
one! It's an epic card!
Let's say you even clear those two out. There's always the freaking
They have,
Yashara.
yeah.
How do they fit so many of them in the card?
That's a Germa moment. I'm gonna put this at the bottom too. I hate this shit.
I hated you.
Man, I fucking hate it here. Ticketus.
Pog.
Okay. I
No
hate it here.
more
I
tickets.
absolutely I hate it here. I don't like playing against this
Who
card.
knows what's the.
Do you remember back in beta where they said they made Illidan like discard 3
That was
for
cards
both
from your
opponents and single?
hands too. That was even crazier than this card.
Yeah. But like, if you think about it, oh, it's an equal exchange. I'm losing 3 and they're losing 3. Oh, no, tickets is just like
Okay,
no more tickets, and then you're just like,
if this was an 8 mana 8/8 that discarded 5 cards from both players' decks, I would love this fucking card. Hilarious. Now what they've done here is the complete opposite of fun. Never has this card, because like, oh, counterplay would be to play something like Dirty Rat or Death Lord, or maybe to like pull it out so they couldn't trigger the battle cry. No, it's a fucking 8/8. What the fuck?
And don't forget, there's demonology,
Zola,
copy
Bran,
Bran,
philosophy.
Yasharaj.
Why does it
I
have the
was
demon tag?
watching
Go ahead.
Kendrick play against a warlock or whatever, and he was like, okay, as long as he doesn't play Ticketus, as long as he fuck.
Yeah, it is a card that bring out of any cards in Hearthstone, it's the one card that when I see it, I'm just like, I'm done.
And
I'm
it
done.
always seems to burn your combo cards or
Yeah.
your win condition.
On top of the fact of it just like somehow materializing in the hand of players by turn 3 or 4, it also discards the only cards you wish it didn't discard in your 20 cards left deck. Literally any other fucking card.
Oh, it is that. So, dude, wait, no. Want to know what's really funny about Ticketus? Do you remember the 5 mana 3/6?
Which one is that?
The first disciple.
No, that's a 6 mana Rin. Rin the Last Disciple.
Yeah, Rin. Yeah, the first disciple. Rin takes so long to play,
For
and when
such a,
she
a
and
fair
then
effect.
yeah, it's like, oh, you destroy your opponent's deck. Yeah, after what, like 10 turns of trying to like play terrible cards.
Over a minimum of 40 mana and 3 or 4 turns, do you get the arguably the most powerful card in the game? It's just there's so much thing to get it there. I mean, like that makes me. It's like a quest without being a quest. It is an optional. It's a side quest before side quest.
And you can get counter spelled too.
Yeah,
Don't
and
forget
there's
it can get
counterplay.
countered.
You have to dedicate your turns to paying 5 mana for a crappy minion, and then get a really cool effect. Whatever. Then they print something like Ticketus, which does the same thing, and you can put it in your deck. Okay.
You can honestly you can pure Ticketus in any deck and it'll work.
Yeah, it's not hard. Cascading Disaster.
Wait. How does something corrupt again?
So the
Uh,
thing it turns
place
into,
something over
it
the
can be
cost.
corrupted one more time,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
and it's 4
This
mana, destroy
card,
3.
this card is another card that is run with specifically with a Ticketus to keep board control until Ticketus is played.
Even playing this in its base form, it's just not that bad. I mean, what the fuck? Uh,
Assassinate. Imagine assassinate looking back at this.
I like the fucking Amethyst Spellstone for Warlock more. I think that card's even better
That's
than
that
this.
meme. It's
What?
that meme with that dude and his girlfriend. He's looking back. Like, woo!
I'm gonna put this in 11.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Friendship has ended with
With
assassinate.
assassinate.
Yeah,
My
Assassinate is
name
just like the
has taken
baseline
less.
of badness. Minari Masha, phone in the pit. What the
I
fuck?
see this. I I hate this card too, but not as much as I hate Ticketus. This is like a card that is run in aggro, like Zulok, and it's just like, yes, let me give survivability to the one class that is already like mashing my face in.
I'm gonna put it at 4. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just like one of those cards where it's like, fate, fuck. It's arcane flash mage levels of fuck.
Exactly.
Okay, Sage Seer of Darkmoon.
Okay. As much as this is run in Secret Mage, and as much as I hate Secret Mage as a concept, I think this card is perfectly balanced.
Yeah. Um. What is it? What is the weapon for mage? Does basically the same thing, except there's less of a drawback. Fair.
Yeah. This, I find this card to be really fair. I don't actually get angry if I see this card. I'm like, oh yeah, that's a card that does exist in Hearthstone.
That was a fair card. Cool, great. You paid mana to get a mana effect.
Yeah. And it's not like you can really play secrets when you play this. Like this is your turn more times than not.
Man, draw is just so cheap in this game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember 2 mana 1/1 draw a card was crazy. Fucking holy shit. Okay, a cult conjurer.
I am meant to deceive.
I
um,
like it.
It
perfect
is.
curve.
I
I mean,
don't. It's perfect. If you get perfect curve with this card, it just kind of hurts really
Yeah,
bad. Um,
that
I
is
would
painful.
I would say it's like I don't
3.
know. I maybe mm, I would maybe say 4, just because of like it's mashing my face in if
Yeah,
it's on curve.
oh, face. It's in my secret mage deck.
Yeah, this card is go face.
Wriggling horror.
This is the one card that is the least obscene inside of the druid like Gibbler deck.
Yeah.
This card is like a child. He's a
Or
child
demon
amongst
hunter.
men.
I mean, like crazy stats for cost, but like what? I mean, whatever.
Yeah, he's just a child amongst men. He doesn't know what he's doing.
I'll put him
I
in
like
2.
the art a lot.
Yeah, I don't even know what he
Yeah,
is. I think he's just like shadow goop,
It's just a wiggly man.
wriggling
just
horror.
wiggly. Yeah.
Dark Moon Tonk.
No,
Oh.
no, not him. Not Dark Moon Talk. Uh,
Ooh, ooh.
ooh, ooh,
This
ooh.
is I this is the first time I'll put my foot down and say this card needs to be nerfed for Hunter.
The first the first time I've ever would say the same thing for a hunter card. It's just like Dark Moon Tongue is just like
It's such a monkey brain card. I mean, like, really? I would even settle with just same stats, but make it a battle cry. I honestly think that would be better than the state that it's in, because I mean, there's like dead or ah!
and then dude, I saw one person activate the Dark Moon Tonk 4 times in one turn.
Yeah, with play dead. Ugh.
Yeah, play dead into the spear guy. The spear guy that activates death rattles. It's just like what do you do?
I mean, I'm all about like Hunter having really great cards, but this is just pushing it. I'll turn this car right around.
This
uh,
like I said, like if you think it's bad enough like in standard and stuff, inside of duels this card is actually has like a 50% win rate by itself, not counting the decks that it's in, because like the Death Rattle deck that the Dark Moon Tonk is in has like a 70% win rate.
yeah.
And it only loses to two decks, and it's Demon Hunter, the specifically the second hero power Demon Hunter, or what's it called? Itself. It's essentially itself.
Yeah.
That those are the only like losing matchups.
I'm just gonna move the cards
Dark
over to the right
Moon.
side. I wasn't thinking.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, Silius Dark Moon, the bearer of so many broken things right now in Hearthstone.
Yeah, they made a talk about class identity. They put mind control and treachery on all classes. Those are pretty
Uh,
bad cards, but not when you can control what happens like that. When you cast them both in the same turn.
and what's crazy about Silius too is, do you remember that one bug where if you had 7 dormant minions, you could have a board of 10 cards?
Oh yeah, with the Maiev combo.
Yeah,
Okay, where's
you could have a board of
Silius?
10 cards.
I don't know.
Welcome to the Dark Moon Fair.
He's a fair combo card, especially with the Ash Tongue thing in Warrior, the Shield Slam. I mean, it's
WarioWare,
annoying. I'm gonna put it at 2, maybe.
maybe 3.
Yeah.
It's just like it's like a really annoying card to fight. I almost lost to it one time because I Libram of Hoped to protect my face since I was like at like 5 HP, and then he just kind of like silliest.
Goodness.
Uh,
Solar Eclipse.
okay, this card by itself is an unoffensive card. until you add onto it every single other druid card in existence.
I honestly don't even think it's that broken with other druid cards. I mean, the one that's probably pissed me off the most is the Solar Eclipse and the Naturalize. But other than that, I really don't give a damn.
No. The things that I do, at least me, is, do you know the 8 mana card? Give yourself 8 armor, summon an
Oh
eight.
yeah,
and
the
fucking
Cenarius Ward.
Solar Eclipse into that is just a
Gain
win.
16, summon 2, 8 cost minions. Wow. I mean, it's another one of those cards where it's just It's annoying at the higher mana cost, of course, but by then hopefully you have a game plan.
You can also, my other game plan with this one is Jade Blossom.
Oh yeah, with the gain of mana and then summon a Jade.
Yeah, it's
Well,
just like
this is a Reno moment.
Reno moment.
Okay, Blood of Gahoon.
Oh.
Priest.
I don't think we need much.
Oh.
We need to talk about much more. It's just gonna go down here.
It makes me so depressed.
It's just like, what the fuck, Hearthstone? Come on, man.
Now
Yogg,
this guy
Master of
brings
Fate.
joy. This man
This
brings
puts a
joy.
smile on my face. This is not one of
The
those
amount of
like
Uh,
times I have
selective
played it.
random moments where it really triggers certain things at certain times instead of actually spinning a wheel.
he is he is a lad that I care deeply about, and I think he only deserves the best but to the top of the list.
Yeah, top shelf. What were you gonna
I
say,
love it
Tyree?
when people play him and then they die from it.
Yeah, I mean
Like
he just
he's
kind of does that.
he's such a throw the game card.
Yeah,
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 the original Yogg was enough of a like, oh well, last hurrah. This card is just like, gotcha. Oh
priest,
shit,
priest.
priest. I mean, I might as well just delete the priest cards. They're all automatically gonna go in the bottom. Just-
Like there's some priest cards that are like
just
elsewhere,
start
but like
stacking them.
yeah, just
just start,
put, put them in the priest pile. Uh,
just like put it next to
uh,
Gahoon. Put
yeah,
it next to Gahoon and
yeah.
put it
I'll
there.
stack all the priest cards on top of one another. Let's see. I think
No, make sure that the name appears at least so that people
uh,
know.
people know. People know priest. Okay.
Well, since this is a video, they will see that.
Yeah. All right. Let's just move along.
Katrina Muerte's so good. Katrina
Yeah.
Muerte's so
This
good.
rest didn't have enough support. Okay, Caligos.
Actually, pretty balanced card as it comes. Like for Mage, it is a. When you see it, you're like, oh, well, they can either play the card they're about to discover, or maybe the flame strike that is still left in their hand.
Wait, can you discover pyroblast with this?
Yeah, any spell.
Yeah.
That's mage or neutral.
Any.
Or not
It's kind of
neutral.
fucking cool.
There's no neutral spell villain.
That's right. Yeah, there's low roll and high roll. Another one of those cards that were like, oh wow, big effect from maybe big payoff. I'm gonna put
I've
this at 2.
like you said, Dylan. There's selective like RNG. Caligos for some reason always gives me secrets.
Huh.
Yeah, I like getting Ray of Frost from Calicos. Yo!
Freeze ray, freeze
um,
ray.
Ray of Frost is only in here because it's in like I don't know. I think it's like 5.6% of decks.
It's got great art.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This one's a Night Elf this time.
Another. Yeah. Twin. It's a twin spell. Freeze a minion. Deal 2 damage if it's frozen.
It's only broken because of
Uh,
Flame Walker, but that we're not gonna
and
associate it with
OTK
that. Oh yeah,
and OTK
Mozaki.
mage.
Ready for a little show? Oh yes, honey.
Dude, it's him. It's the
I used
dude.
to I used to hate this card, but now I love it.
I think
It's
he's
him.
fine.
Look at him.
I'm gonna put him on Reno tier. I mean,
Yeah,
fuck, res, but like that's it. All the other interactions are kind of like, oh, whoops. I
Hmm.
was hoping that would
my
not hit
favorite
that.
one is my favorite one is Libram of Hope. Libram of Hope
Yeah,
Guardian.
it doesn't matter who
I
it
would
hits,
play
you
him.
win.
I would
Well,
play him, and then I'd play that card that gives all your units death rattle, summon 2/2 Treants, and then
Oh,
play it again.
yeah, that's
Wow.
another good one.
Token.
That was fun.
Blastmaster Bloom actually is on the
I
radar apparently.
even really
Yeah.
because even when Bomb Warrior was like meta, this card was rarely used.
This isn't in Pirate Warrior, of course, but he's in 1.3% of Warrior decks.
Okay, that's surprising, especially with well, it doesn't surprise me at the same time because there isn't that many warriors to begin with.
Yeah, that
Yeah, this
maybe the
is in the
data pool
top
is really
1%.
small.
This is in the top 1%. It's the bottom 1%.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll put it on the potion of illusion because when it does like fill your board with boom boom bots, I mean, fuck.
because like what they'll do, like what I've seen Doctor Boom do is that they'll play that and then they'll play Warpath
I had one
for that
play a
immediate
Baron
damage.
once with it. The following turn for the
Uh,
funny. Wrench Caliber.
God. Wrench Caliber. It is a solid card if I've ever seen one.
As a person who devoutly loves Highlander, this card makes me sad on the inside. So I'm gonna
Freaking
put this on the illusion tier again. It's just kind of
this
like that.
card. Don't worry. The, not only does it destroy Highlander, it destroys Pure Paladin.
Yeah, that too. Run the Worm Rest, which is a neutral card. Walking Fountain.
Big Shaman, Big Shaman,
Yeah,
Big Shaman.
this isn't played for its mana cost ever. It's always cheated out. Uh,
It
I
is
don't know.
cheated out almost every single time with Ancestral Skull and or that one Bandersmosh card.
Yeah, the Muck Morpher.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put this on 4.
It's like one of those it's one of those cards that make you exhale out of your nose, but like that's it.
And the rush is okay. If it had charge, then that would be hilarious. Okay, Cold
You know
Light
where it
Killer.
belongs. You know where that card. You
Yeah,
know where it belongs.
might as well be Priest. Priest and Rogue are just like really no fun allowed classes.
You know where that card belongs.
Okay, now Bloodlust. This is going to be the most like
Based.
I fucking hate this card with all of my being, but I'm gonna put it at 1. This card is just so fucking funny. It's such a it's like a law of Hearthstone that in whatever capacity, whether casted by a hero or anyone else this is played, you win the game. It's such a weird anomaly that I like love about this game. Savage War I would put at the bottom, but I'm gonna put Bloodlust at the top because Bloodlust is really a cutie pie.
And it's on Shaman. Shaman doesn't even play Bloodlust anymore.
There's yeah, you can just play minions for the same effect, but like this card, I never am I mad. I'm just kind of like good to be back. Yeah, we're gonna put it up here. Swipe.
Oh, before we continue, I've just received news that in the newest patch for Hearthstone, you can actually see how much XP you get per match.
Oh shit.
Hmm.
That's the only thing what I want to do with this too is pass the time for the update to come out. How many
Yeah.
fucking more cars did I get? I don't remember. I was just on a mad dash while watching videos to
No,
all
no,
the
it's
other
fine, it's
fucking
fine.
cars. Holy shit. Maybe we could
No, no, no. I'm
split this into 2
no. Let's do it.
parts.
No,
Holy
no,
shit.
let's finish it. Finish it. We could do
You
it. We could
sure?
do it.
Okay, we should do it in 2 parts. Like, Jesus.
I mean, we've been here for 3 hours plus.
It just keeps going.
I don't. I just kept going through a bunch of filters. Oh shit. Ah.
We could finish it. Come on, let's do
Okay.
it.
That was
Okay,
We
about
could
that was
well,
like
finish it.
we
17
found
or
the
18.
bottom.
Um.
Yeah, we could finish it.
Yeah, Matt. Let's just mad dash. Let's not even discuss. Let's just fucking you laugh you lose. We'll just say what tier it's in. Swipe. Uh.
Um,
Great.
combo card
Three.
sees. Yeah, sees some play, not very much.
Savage Roar. I'm gonna put
But you
this
know where it belongs.
the bottom. The bottom.
Gibbler tier. Gibbler tier.
The
Come on. Put it in the
gibbling moment. Okay. Dirty rant.
Oh, I freaking hate this
dirty
card
fucking
so
rat.
much.
I'm gonna put it on
He's a stupid fucking
10. 10.
He's a stupid rat. He's
Yeah.
a stupid rat.
I'm not gonna. I don't think he deserves 12 because sometimes it doesn't go. I'm for 11, 11, 11, 11, just because low roll
Yeah.
exists. Cabal, Crystal Runner. Shit. It's another 11
Absolutely
card.
love this card.
Maybe a 10. No, this is a Lever of Hope moment.
This is a 10. This is a 10. This is a 10.
Okay. Devolve. I
Oh,
mean,
that is a 12. That is a 12. I hate it.
I don't think there's any
oh,
low roll ability for this. 12, 12. Okay, Patches the Pirate, really negligible. Don't give a shit
Who?
until it had.
Who?
Yeah, who? I'm gonna put this at 3, just because it still seems some play. Who?
It's in
Kazakus.
Biggin. And Biggin is the only
Biggin.
valid.
Kazakus. Fair
I told
card.
everyone to sheep.
Yeah,
Sheep everywhere. Sheep everywhere.
Uh,
Sheep.
I'm gonna put this at 3 again.
9.
9? Oh, yeah, I guess the polymorph because of the polymorph.
Also,
9.
also, don't forget Raza. Raza loves this card. Raza likes to make
Highlander.
multiple
Okay,
copies
okay.
of this
Greater
card.
healing potion. Priest. There's the priest category at the bottom. Shit.
Greater healing potion. I think it's like an 11.
Jade Idol. I'm gonna put this with Vargoth because it's
Yeah,
really
I
bad
hate
right
this
now,
card.
and
I
also
hate it.
me
I hate it.
hungry. You bruh.
I-
Ross of
I-
the
I-
Chain.
I-
Ross of the
Never
Chain.
gonna run out.
The same as Shadow Reaper Anduin, except it
Priest
costs
tier,
5
priest
mana.
Priest tier.
Priest tier. Oh, it's so fucking small. Ah! Okay. Tiny Raza. Hierarchy Witchblades. This is a Demon Hunter bro moment. I'm gonna put this on Leave Room of
You
Hope.
mean full heal? You mean
Yeah,
you mean the
yeah,
full
Dirty
heal?
Rat. Mana Burn. Priest card. Yeah, go bottom. Next to a Devolve. It's the same fucking thing as Devolve, except it's on turn 1. Okay. Moarg Artificer, really balanced. I think on the same tier as Morgoth. Really annoying. No, I'm gonna put it on 3 because only few it benefits. It's a mirror effect.
It has 2 OTK decks, and that is it.
Skull of Gul'dan, really lame card that sometimes works really well. Potion of Illusion.
I think it's like a 10 or 11.
I'll put it on 10. I'm feeling a strong 10. Consume Magic, fucking priest except Demon Hunter. Bottom.
Put it right next to de-evolve.
Yeah, right, the de-evolve button. Dark Lair, tier 1 deck. God, Hearthstone, what the fuck is wrong with you? Another 12 card. Enhanced Dreadlord, another 12 card.
Another warlock card. Another warlock card.
Another priest, but actually warlock card. Nightscale Matron. Another
Warlock.
another bottom card. Hannah Colton, another bottom card.
Another warlock card.
Yeah, another warlock moment. God, I'm just shoving them in the fucking one hole. Renew.
Priest.
For the priest hole. Oh my god. Oh, that's the last one. Okay.
Bigger than ticket.
Done.
Bigger than ticket.
Let me see how many cards were in this folder. 133. We did 133 cards. Oh, I'm lightheaded. That little mad dash right there. Leaving me out of breath. Okay.
Only 133.
How long have we been recording?
Felt like 1,000.
2.5 hours. Perfect. Oh my god. Okay. Bye. This is the tier list. I'm gonna have to clean this up later so it's actually legible, but this is it. Bye.